Why, hello, everybody. It is Not a Clue Podcast. It's our 2-year anniversary. Right now it's just CD and myself. So, as I just said, I'm Brad.
I'm not.
That's CD, or Hoodie CD is in effect today.
Is it? Oh, it is.
He didn't even know his hood was up.
It really did.
So, thank you guys. Like we said, this is our 2-year anniversary. Thanks for putting up with us. This is exactly the 2-year anniversary. It's not like the roundabout thing. It was 2 years ago today. It was our first real broadcast. A week ago, we did a couple of test runs where we were talking to Brandon and Chrissy online, if you remember. Like, we were sitting right here, and
I can barely remember yesterday. You want me to remember 2 years ago?
For some reason, I can remember this, but you asked me a question about other things. Not really. You give me some sports questions, still can rapid fire that at you. But you ask me, hey, what happened with this in real life? Not really. If it revolves around my food or pooping, that's pretty much all I can really
That's all you need to remember.
Yeah, that's all
Just remember not to put poop in your food.
I don't remember if I did that, so
That's
when
okay.
you cross it, I don't remember.
It's okay.
So maybe it's better that way.
Cross streams.
What is this, Ghostbusters?
Nice.
You started it.
Ectoplasm.
I got some ectoplasm for you.
Got some ectoplasm. You just said that. I've been dealing with a headache all day.
That's okay. Intern Kenneth was supposed to be here, but he had some dental work, and he got put on the the injured list instead of the disabled list. They changed it this year.
No, his punk ass got fired.
He's still on intern level.
He went back down. I don't know what's under that, but
We will have a guest in a little bit. Our buddy Jason, if you remember him from the Super Bowl special, he will be here. He's grabbing some food, so he's running a few minutes behind. But we'll have at least that guest. Our buddy Bill, he'll be chiming in on through the app, which is at Spreaker.com/show/NotACluePodcast. Hit the little follow tab there. That's when you know when we go online. You can talk to us there. Talk to us through Facebook, Facebook.com/NotACluePodcast. On that Twitter thingy at NotACluePod. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. First name of the channel, Not a Clue, Seconds Podcast. That's pretty much all the ways you can contact us right now anyway. If you know our phone numbers, send us text messages to also interact that way. But would you like to get going with the show?
go for it.
All right. So, again, it's our 2-year anniversary. So, we'll do the thank yous for that toward the end of the show. But, again, I'll stress, it's our 2-year anniversary.
I ain't thinking nobody.
Well, you could probably thank, your wife for allowing us to do it here.
She don't allow us to do shit. It's my house.
You are only saying that she is with the dog and your daughter.
I'll tell her that when she walk back in. She don't scare me.
I beg to differ.
I run this shit.
Keith said, I'm sorry, I'm not there, guys.
Fuck you.
Relegated. Single A.
Bitch.
Alright, so since our last show a week ago, a plethora of activity has happened in the NFL.
Nice word.
Thank you. So let's dig in a little bit with some of the stuff. First off, the big news which affected your team was some little receiver called Odell Beckham. Have you heard of him?
Nah.
No? Odell Beckham Jr.? I forgot the junior part.
I don't even know what sport you're talking about.
Was traded to the Browns for Jabril Peppers, the first-round pick, which was the 17th pick, and third-round pick, which was the early third round, the late third round. Was this a good trade for the Giants? I want your opinion on this because you're a Giants fan. That's why.
Talk about this.
That's why it's directed in that manner.
Fucking son of a bitch, you motherfucking asshole, fucking cum-sucking bitch.
So, exactly.
I don't know. It's not a bad trade. It's not a good.
What's up, Jay? Jason's here, everybody.
Hey, Jay.
Hey.
Fucking.
Oh, you really did? Nice.
Thank you, Jason. Let me.
Your awkward stammering is great.
I would have waited until the draft to see what they did with the 6th pick first.
And also you might have been able to Bloviate.
No, I don't think
Another
so.
big
I
word.
don't think because they said
Oh no, on draft day teams get desperate.
yeah for quarterbacks. I don't think you're going to overpay for a wide receiver.
Touche.
Even a generational type talent.
Not to interrupt you for a second, our noises are getting so much better.
I agree. You got your receipt?
Oh, it's Price Chopper.
I know.
Oh, you get it at Price Chopper too?
I love you.
He's got that app or whatever. Okay.
Yeah, you fucking still won't download it for me.
I have no reason to.
You go to Walmart?
Very rarely. It'll probably pick up now that I'm going to be
Would you go to Price Chopper?
occasionally.
Where do you shop at?
Whatever is closer and I feel like going to
There you go.
when I'm working.
It's valued at over 300 stores.
All right. Anyway, we go back to the Odell draft.
It's a bad draft. Fuck it. That's all. I don't. It bothers me thinking about it. I just want to dick punch little midgets.
Can we actually just do a show on dick punching little midgets?
Oh God, that made me so mad.
Dick punching little midgets?
No, Trayton Beckham.
Oh.
That explains my CD.
So, did they get a decent return at all, do you think?
No, you fucking. Who I think is the best receiver, third best receiver in football.
We'll just say
he's being wasted.
We'll say a top,
New York right now.
top tier talent, we'll say.
No, it's the second or third best receiver in football.
That's top tier.
Fuck that. I'm going to quantify it. I'm not even going to just say top something.
The Browns literally stole him out of New York.
Well, they did give up a first round pick
And Jabril
and
Peppers.
he's going to be a perennial Pro Bowl safety.
He's going to be a good. Yeah, he's a good player already.
But he's no Landon Collins. So I want to donkey kick Dave Gettleman.
So, okay, I didn't write it down yet because he spoke afterwards.
If you're talking about Dave Gettleman, don't, because I'll donkey kick you in place of him.
I will.
I can't.
What I would do is I will put
He's a
Jason in front of
fucking
me.
dick in the mud.
I'll put Jay in front of me. That way he takes the blow.
Wow.
Damn, man. That's how you get.
I'm not the Giants GM.
Keith said that he says yes because they're basically in rebuild mode, and Peppers is a good young safety. He is. He really.
We already had a good young safety. We had the best young good safety.
Touche.
But then,
Pretty soon it's gonna take the full 3 hours.
but I understand you can't
We'll just name it Touche.
understand not paying him that amount. Okay, you get Jabril Peppers. Okay, and if they draft if they draft Metcalf number 6, I'm gonna lose my shit. If they draft him number 17, I'm gonna lose my shit.
Why? Is that the top quarterback in the draft?
No,
the
the
wide receiver.
the draft.
The guy with 1.6% body fat.
The
which
draft freak.
literally is my thumb.
The combine freak this year.
He was a fucking freak. Holy God.
Because you don't. Oh my God.
Freak is an understatement. Honestly.
Just thinking about it, just.
I honestly think, to be honest,
complain.
to be honest, it's not like the worst trade in the world. It's really not. Because
From a non-Giants fan, it is. You're talking about the best player that the Giants had since Lawrence Taylor.
would he be considered that?
Who you can't name anybody else.
Jeremy Shockey. Anyway, okay, if you could see the look that he just gave me for that response. Also, I thought that was a good name to pull out right there.
It's a great name. Just I'd have much rather you said someone like fucking I don't know Bobby Hart,
Defensive player, maybe.
Jason Pierre-Paul,
Back when he had all fingers.
10-finger death grip.
Yes.
But
Wait, Keith says, what about Eli?
I didn't stutter when I said what I said.
Okay. Plaxico?
I didn't stutter when I said what I said, and I said what I said because I didn't stutter. Figure that shit out.
Still trying.
Does that make Barkley default the best player on your team?
Yes,
Yes.
Barkley might have been the best player on our team this year, regardless. Just because.
Oh, Keith goes, what about Tiki Barber?
Would you shut the fuck up, Keith?
But is it OBJ's fault that Eli can't throw him the ball?
That was the point I was getting to.
Okay. Well, go on with your point then.
No, fuck that. I'm tired of talking about the Giants. I'm mad. Fucking my pick about the Browns is a year late, but
He did say last year the Browns were going to be you did say they'll become perennial playoffs.
I got them going to the Super Bowl this year.
Well, we talked about that last week.
I was meaning to say it on air last week. It was going to be my bold
But that was
prediction.
before this
Yeah.
all happened. So let's
But
go.
the fucking all the fuck ups we were having with the internet.
One last question about.
No, I
that
just
trade.
shoot. Fuck it.
Did they give up too soon on him? Like basically on the team?
No, because they're not going nowhere this year. They got too many holes, and I think you could have got a better package deal for them.
I think. I mean, getting a first round pick isn't terrible.
Nope. I think a higher first round pick would have been better.
Yes.
A top 10 pick.
Oh God, yeah. I mean, here. Let me go back to the thing that Adam sent to us. That was posted. I'm trying to get it to load. Sorry, it's taking a little longer than it normally does.
Okay.
No, whenever you go to the page, it does this. It says the Giants wanted the number 2 overall pick and DeForest Buckner from the Niners. That was what they wanted. Would you have taken that?
Yes.
Because that's actually, I think that's a better trade.
Because the number 4 pick, you can get
Number 2 overall pick.
Oh, the number 2. You can take your quarterback, and then with the number 6 pick, you take best player available.
Regardless of position.
Yeah.
Well, what if they picked DJ Metcalf?
I didn't. He wouldn't be the best player available.
No, but I'm just saying, what if they value him as the best player
That would be
available?
something the Giants would do.
That would be a giant move.
That would be a giant thing to do.
Is there not going to be a good quarterback available at number 6?
Haskins from Ohio State. He would be the next best available one.
I think he's the best quarterback in the draft.
Well, 5,000 yards, and he also can scramble. I mean, that's
It's a light draft on quarterbacks this year.
This is where I think them holding out, them and the Dolphins are going to be in the mix for next year's
So what are you talking
crop.
about? Watch what Fitzmagic does this year.
I was going to
Watch.
get to that later.
Just you just watch.
Keith says that Peppers is basically a first-round pick, though. Well, he was.
What does that got to do with anything? Once
not OBJ.
Once he's picked, he loses value.
He's
It's
like a brand new car.
He's no longer a first round. I mean, it's not. It's maybe that's not who the Giants would have taken with that pick. So,
That's true. It's you're Monday morning quarterbacking it when you do it that way.
At 6:30.
Touche.
No, just dong.
Just dumb. Just a little dumb. Giggity. I don't know why I said it that way, but anyway, we'll ignore that for a second. I'll ask you, Jay. Do you think the Giants are going to get more than 5 wins this year? I want to ask a non-Giants fan first before I turn to you. Here, I'll slide this closer.
It's going to determine on who they get in the draft and how well they put the team together.
Well,
Because
I mean, they have 2 first-round picks, 2 third-round picks. I mean, that helps a little bit.
in the NFC East, it doesn't matter what scrubs are playing on the field at the time. They play hard against them so they can eke out wins against the Redskins, the Cowboys, and the Eagles. Because it's the NFC East, and it happens year in and year out. You just watch it. Where one team is blowing everybody else up, they get to the NFC East and then lose their divisional rivals.
That's kind of a fair point. Because think about it, how many times in the last decade has a team from the Giants division 9-7 playoff, 8-8 playoff? He's kind of right. So the Giants could end up beating everybody in their division and lose to everybody else.
Yeah.
Go 8-8 and somehow tie and win by default because they have the tiebreaker over everybody in their conference or division. Excuse
They're
me.
gonna do something stupid like make the playoffs.
Coming out of the NFC East, though, you never know who's going to make the playoffs that year.
Jay is kind of right though.
You know this year. Eagles are still the best team in that division with the Cowboys a close second.
And the Redskins aren't going to compete much.
They
No
are
offense,
on
no
paper,
offense.
but then they get to playing the Cowboys, the Giants, and the Redskins and somehow lose it.
Nah. Redskins aren't good enough this year. Neither are the Giants. Saquon Barkley's gonna be running against 37-man boxes.
Give or take a couple of people. The guy changing the urinal cakes will be in the box as well, trying to tackle him. Ooh. Speaking of Cowboys, I was going to get to this in a little while. Eric Berry was released, one of the heart and soul defensive players of the Chiefs. He is right now visiting. No, not right now. He's on his way to Dallas. This is breaking news, by the way. So, Keith, I know you with your Cowboy fandom here. Here, hang on one second. The breaking news: he's visiting with the Cowboys with the intent to sign. So that's, I mean, he's not what he was, and he's coming off another big injury. But that's a good pickup no matter where he goes, because he's a locker room guy. He's a leader.
Yeah, it's not really a good pickup if he's not very good anymore.
Well, he was good when he was playing, but again, availability is a statistic. Or what is the saying? Availability is the
What are you talking about?
you.
Oh,
You say it a bunch of times. Here, you want to slide that closer to you because you're not really.
I don't remember.
Availability is the. Can't remember what it is.
Me neither, not right
All
now.
right. Anyway, but I just wanted to.
Like I said, it's been a long day.
They also released Houston. Justin Houston. They also
It was more for
Money.
financial reasons.
yeah. But that's
But can't really them releasing anybody on their roster defense from last year? Is it really a surprise?
yeah. But when you get rid of probably your best defensive player, he really was.
The tallest midget is still a midget.
God, I love that saying. Anyway, I have no retort to that.
But you get what I'm saying, right?
Oh, no, I do, and you're keeping me on my toes. Is basically what you're saying.
I'm trying.
Just like the midget at a urinal. So let's go to other teams real quick. The Ravens. They made some splashes because they kind of have to try to keep up with Cleveland. They brought in Mark Ingram, 3 years, only $15 million. That's really cheap.
I think so.
That's dirt cheap for a guy who was fifth. This was the statistic that blew my mind for a second. Since 2014, he's fifth in rushing. I didn't think he had that many yards. He's
can't be
fifth.
right.
No, that I looked at it online. Two other networks also said it. So I was like, "Holy God, that is true." Since 2014, he's fifth in the NFL in yards. But you also have to think, players have been hurt. Players sat out. Like there's things that
Still goes the same, right?
oh, he squeaked out 1,000 yards, 995, 1,000 yards. Like he's been that.
He still sucks. I don't like him as a player anyway.
But that wasn't the only person they brought in. They also brought in Earl Thomas, 4 year, $55 million, 32 guaranteed. So his last hurrah flipping off the sideline of Seattle. Still got his money. Good for him. Because we both said that could have hurt. That injury could have hurt his chances at big money. So we got pretty good money, I think. He got 32 guaranteed. Christ, give me $3.2, and I'm like,
take it.
With 32 cents, I'm like, that's guaranteed. Put it in writing. All right, give me the 32 right now.
I'm listening. I'm just dealing
No,
with
I got you. So, do you think that helps them keep up with the Browns, Jay? Because the Browns, with all the shit that they've done, we talked about everything except for the OBJ thing because that happened all before. They also brought in, before you answer, they brought in Earl Thomas. The Ravens stepped up. There's two other teams. The Ravens, Chiefs started offering more money when the Browns, after the OBJ thing, got involved.
My ears are hot now.
Hello, Dennis. Thanks for listening, man.
Dennis Bermudez?
No.
I don't know if the Browns can bring in enough to stop the the Ravens can bring in enough to stop the Browns' offense now.
They have
They have the best offense in football.
their offense is scary, and
I mean-
they have Duke Johnson as an expendable piece.
He's like the 8th back.
With the fact that
I mean, that's
Steve,
crazy.
Last time I was here was talking about how Hunt's gonna probably,
Well, he's going to play half the season. He was suspended 8 games, but still, he's playing half the season.
but that's if
And he's got
that's only
fresh
if he
fucking
doesn't
legs.
appeal it.
No, he
And-
said he's not.
He says he's
He
not.
said he's going to accept it.
He's accepting it because he doesn't want to drag his team through it because there's a chance that it could turn into, oh, guess what? The most important time of the year.
I would have fought it.
Hey, he knows right off the bat that he's losing half his salary because he basically is based on his his suiting up in active roster. But honestly, I think he's looking at it as a staple. In his 8 games, if he plays and gets in 8 games, if, let's say he gets 700 yards, 600 yards in that game, total offense, not
Oh,
just
total
rushing.
offense, he'll go over 1,000.
No, but in 8 games, I'm just saying.
Oh,
if
he'll go
he
over 1,000.
averages over 100 yards, let's say 100 yards, so 800. If he gets 100 yards per game from scrimmage, he's going to make money.
I think he'll go
he's-
over 1,000 yards.
He could.
Games.
But I'm just saying it's a nice 100 yard just boom
Like
in
I
the keel.
messaged you the other day, the Browns put everybody in their division on notice that they're not playing games in.
Listen, my pick last year, my sexy pick last year. I got them going to the Super Bowl this year.
So this year they're technically not a sexy pick.
Oh, they're the sexiest pick.
I'm not.
So they're the Nia Long pick for you?
Oh, don't go there.
I did.
I don't know enough about the Browns defense to make
They got
that
a top
bold
10
prediction.
defense.
Their defense.
Next time Malik Jackson.
I can get on board with them winning the division.
Listen, last week, if we weren't having so many damn issues, it sounds like I'm talking in hindsight. I was going to pick the Browns to go to the Super Bowl last week, but we were so fucked up over our issues.
Oh.
It kept slipping my mind. But
Drove me nuts.
and then after that, I told Aaron. I was in the bathroom and I heard about it because I had just came back from basketball and I was getting ready to get in the shower.
We're talking basketball.
And I texted. As soon as I saw it, I screamed, "Fuck!" No, fudge. I didn't curse. Baby was around. And she goes, "Why? What's wrong?" And I go, "The Giants just traded Beckham. Cleveland's going to the Super Bowl." And she goes, "What?"
While you were taking the Browns to the Super Bowl,
No,
you
I
were
was
saying
getting in the shower.
Oh, okay.
I just came in from playing ball, and I took all my wet stuff off, and I went in the bathroom. Actually, I took most of my wet stuff off, went in the bathroom, and my ESPN came across. And so I just happened to look at it. I usually wait till I get out of the shower.
So
I was
Mayfield's
putting
going to have a
music
better
on.
sophomore year than Barkley?
Not necessarily.
I
Somebody's got to be the offense in New York.
was going to say, the only downfall is I don't think you're going to get as many yards per carry because, like we said, there's going to be 37 and a half.
Yeah.
I think he's gonna be more of back out the backfield.
Like a Le'Veon Bell.
No, more like a Roger Craig.
Oh, okay.
I just wanted to throw a Roger Craig.
Oh no, hey.
But no, he's gonna. I think he's gonna go 1,000.
Well, he was close last year.
I think that's when the short end. If he does 12 and 15, 12 and 12, I wouldn't be surprised.
Is he going to have the rapport with the replacement for Eli?
Eli's starting it.
Eli's going to play.
They've already gave him $5 million.
Yeah, they gave him the bonus.
The roster bonus.
Yeah, the roster bonus already. Now, if they get rid of him, they're on the hook for $21 million.
Oh, he's playing that shit.
Dead money cap.
So how much wiggle room does he have
For who?
for Eli?
Gettleman loves him.
Yeah. Basically, this is...
Eli would have to come out and throw 37 picks in the first 18 throws for Gettleman to sit him out.
We like the number 37, because it
Is it like the 5th time I said it?
is... Yeah, I've said it as well.
I was telling him how you scream when I screamed about Eli. I mean, Odell.
I mean, she'd scream about Eli as well.
You heard what she said, right?
No,
So-
I...
So the Giants are going to ride or die with
Fucking
Eli next year regardless.
Yeah.
Basically,
They don't have anybody else.
Gettleman has put it out there that Eli is his Tony Romo, like Jerry Jones.
But Tony Romo was still good before he got hurt.
That's true. That's a valid point. And the fact that you said that
Listen,
is a telling.
Punctured lung,
Telling
broken
pick.
ribs,
I'm impartial.
come back and win the game in San Fran. You can't. I mean,
Yeah,
I don't think
honestly,
Eli could've done
I made fun of Romo a lot, but then with the moment that he punctured his lung, And then kept playing?
Yeah, not only did he,
Broke the rib, punctured his lung, yeah.
but the
Yeah.
fact that he came back and won
Yeah.
the game.
I could have done that.
Really?
I could have hanged that.
I was going to say, I've seen you hit your finger and basically be like, dude, we got to stop the show. Like, right now. Like, we're done.
Yeah. I just farted and I'm thinking about calling it.
Man, popped a hemorrhoid. I'm done, guys.
Thinking about calling the show after that. Toot, toot, motherfucker.
All right, back to the Ravens real quick. After
Sorry,
that.
baby.
Oh, wait.
Is
Is the combination of Lamar Jackson, Mark Ingram, Gus Edwards, Ed Dixon, a formidable package to defend basically in the run game? Because that's a lot of hands in the pot basically. But Lamar Jackson proved he can run as a quarterback. Ingram 5th in yards.
But can he throw as a quarterback?
Touche.
Yeah, beyond the line of scrimmage.
Gus Edwards last year showed that he was actually pretty good. I have it in fantasy, so he wasn't terrible. And Dixon was the pass catching guy in the backfield. Like he only ran the ball 60 times, but he was targeted like 80. So I mean, that's not the legit statistic. The 60 is, but the 80 not. That was just me throwing that out there. So if you're gonna fact check me, I apologize.
You can go to, he won't bite.
If Lamar can throw the ball at least a little bit down the field, their play action game with him and their read option game is going to be kind of deadly.
I just don't want what happened to RG3 happen to Lamar Jackson.
But him running himself into
And
oblivion, basically.
Yeah, and not listening to the coaches and not protecting himself.
Ironically, he is his backup. RG3 is his backup.
Well, maybe he'll listen to him and pay attention because he's going to come across that line and get lit up by a linebacker.
He has said that RG3 has said that he wished he would have listened to people in his past because he would still be a starter, is what he says.
Stop.
He would still be a starter. But his words, not mine.
Okay, you can go.
His words.
And I think Lamar is kind of in the position, he has a little bit more around him than RG did in Washington, but he's in the position where he is the offense right now.
Well, no, they have Ingram now, and like I said, Gus Edwards proved that he was pretty good, and then they have Dixon still. So I mean, they have a formidable run game with the four of them, if you think about it. But if Lamar only throws Eli checkdowns, yeah.
I think him throwing Eli checkdowns would be good. Him just
Brady
throwing the ball.
does it and
period.
wins games, so why can't he?
Him just throwing the ball.
Sorry, what did you
He
say?
won't be able to.
Said Brady does it, so why can't he? And wins games.
But Brady also has the scheme, their schematic.
Brady has a great coach.
I was gonna say, and that's what I'm getting at. Their scheme and
You
schematic.
were taking too.
But if your main objective
He
is
also
to
can
run
throw the ball. He can throw the ball.
I agree.
He has IQ for football. I'm not saying Lamar does not. Lamar is also still green, really, if you think about it.
But if your objective
No, he's
is
black.
to run the ball and they're putting 8 in the box, those checkdowns are going to back them off the line so that you can run the ball.
True.
Him just being able to throw the ball is what's going to help.
Play actions are gonna, I think, really help.
No, not if no one's getting him throwing the ball.
No, I mean if he can even the small 6 yard
Yeah, that's
dumps.
what, he's got to be able to.
Yeah. If he all he has to do is that,
Listen,
and play actions will be deadly because they can line up.
I don't think it matters. They're not the Browns.
No. But it is a formidable thing to throw against somebody, though. That was the question.
Eh.
So, I can't believe I moved this further down the list than I should have. But I wanted to talk about the Ravens after the Browns because I figured it was fitting. Le'Veon Bell signed with the Jets.
Told you.
4 year, $52.5 million, 25 guaranteed.
Put him 33.
25 guaranteed. I think 33 becomes with certain incentives. Here, let me double check. I have it right here. I thought it was. Okay, the website just for a second. It was 25 fully guaranteed. Like it's fully boom right off the cuff.
So the signing bonus. pretty
Yeah,
much.
yeah. Right, the moment you sign it, it's boom. You're there. We said all along that the Jets were probably going to get him, but we were throwing other teams out there because
It's because you kept making me.
So does that push the Jets off the list on that division, or is their defense going to keep them
Sure,
at the
they're
bottom?
up the list 7 and 9.
No, in their division, not
7
overall.
and 9. They'll be the second best team in the division, maybe.
But was this a good move for them to? I mean, he didn't really break the bank.
It depends on Sam Darnold's next step.
Well, Sam Darnold, which now leads me to this, got a nice uptick with Jamison Crowder. They got him.
Good possession receiver.
Yeah, oh yeah. 3-year, 28.5, 17 guaranteed.
They overpaid him.
I mean, that's not terrible. That's not really.
For him, it is.
And then they brought in as a nice number 4, Josh Bellamy, 2 years, $7 million. That's it. I mean, he's not a splashy name, but if he's your number 4, that's not bad.
He'll be the number 2 or 3 by the fucking because he knew on what's his name?
Robbie Anderson.
Robbie Anderson get hurt
Hurt or suspended.
once a week.
Hurt or suspended. One gets hurt, the other gets suspended. But that's not it. I mean, he has weapons, and
I
then
suspend you're hurt.
yeah. I mean, that's not bad. But are they going to put up? Is Le'Veon going to put up his usual quote unquote usual numbers with the Jets? And I'm talking like what he was putting up.
Yeah, because he's gonna have to.
But are they going to load the box like we were
You
just
can't
talking
load the
about?
box against him because he's just as dynamic out, and he's already proven it more.
Oh, he can pass
10
catch. Oh yeah.
10 times better than Saquon has. Saquon hopes he can be what Le'Veon Bell is out the
Yeah,
back.
Saquon's had 1 year.
So
Le'Veon
you
had-
load the box on him, he's just gonna catch a swing pass and go 80.
And honestly, building up, having a nice stable, I'll call it, of weapons. I mean, they're not number 1s, but when you have a bunch of
You got
guys,
3 number 2s and a number 3.
4. I put Bellamy as a 4.
I put him as a 7.
He was a former Bear, and I got to see him play decently, but honestly, I'd give him a 4 on a normal team. For the Bears, he was a 2. For a time behind Cameron Meredith, which right
Cameron
there.
Meredith is a superstar.
Yeah. But when you have when your number 1 and number 2 are Cameron Meredith and Josh Bellamy. But anyway, what do you think they could? They also brought in, which I thought was a really good signing, C.J. Mosley.
Overpaid for him.
Oh, they did, but they lost out on Barr, who went back to Minnesota.
Who they overpaid for. A lot of teams are overpaid this year.
Well, a lot of teams have a lot of money to burn.
Yeah, but you see, Indy hasn't.
No, Indy. Here, I'll go to that. Actually, I'll go to them. Remind us to look up Indy because I have. This is as of last night. All the signees. So anybody new is not on this list. But well, the C.J. Mosley was 5-year, $85 million, 51 guaranteed.
Guaranteed money is killing me. How much they're shelling out in guaranteed money.
It's not really guaranteed.
When it's fully guaranteed, like the Le'Veon thing, that's your signing bonus, like it used to be. That's the moment that pen hits paper and the stamp goes on it. Ching! The fully guaranteed is like all those roster bonus things or time bonus, because if you're not on the roster, you still get paid. It's just dead money against the cap. You're going to get paid because they're giving you that money. That's what the guaranteed stuff is. Everything else, that's the stuff that they back out of, where they restructure your contract. So that's what that is. That's where the business.
I read this great article on ESPN. I can't remember who wrote it about the contracts, NFL contracts. I wish I could remember the author so I can give us credit because I know he might be listening. But it was saying how contracts are broken down and when they talk about guaranteed money and the number of the contract and all that stuff. The article was amazing.
Oh, yes, I saw it too, and they actually had him on. They had him on. It's shit. They had him on Outside the Lines and all sorts of
really?
stuff about it. Yeah. Oh boy, I know who you're talking about. I looked at the article, which is why I actually brought up everything I just brought up.
I read the whole thing. It was a really, really good article.
Yes, it really is. All right, back to the Jets. You asked, can they compete in the AFC East? Well, basically, it's what you were asking.
Right. I mean,
that was a question I had here.
Does signing of Bell improve their stock over the Ravens and
No, wrong. No, wrong.
Or
Dolphins.
Dolphins?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, automatically over the Dolphins
And the Bills.
and the Bills. Yeah, the Bills.
That's why I said they'll be 7-9, second best team in the division.
But they're going to be 3-4 games behind New England.
He'll be 11-5, 12-4.
Christ, that team shows up at the stadium and they're guaranteed 11-5.
Well, it's because they play the Bills and the Dolphins and the Jets.
So we're still
Do you not
connected.
have Spectrum out here?
That's who I have.
Spectrum's terrible.
It has been. Like, my Wi-Fi keeps cutting out on me.
That's what happened right here.
This happened all last week.
And you call them and they'll ping it and be like, yeah, everything's fine on our end. Obviously
Oh,
not.
there we go. We're back.
I don't even call.
We have no idea. We just lost connection. Can you guys hear us again? Like it said, it link up to, and we're not connected again. There it goes. All right. So I guess the internet's being a pain in the butt again. So we apologize for the internet connection. Spectrum's a pilot.
Hi.
Oh, hello. Were you wishing us a happy 2-year anniversary? Is that what you were
Today's
doing?
the 2-year anniversary?
On the dot. 2-year on the dot.
I'm glad I showed up.
Billy Lewis chiming in with a happy anniversary as well.
Scrubs.
Yeah, it's on the dot. It's not like a. Oh no, it was this, but no, it's on the dot. Dan said hi to Slara. One of our listeners said hi to you. From you saying hi, one of them said hi to you, just to let you know. You got a big smile before she dropped a fork, or whatever that was. But sorry, it sounded like a fork. You can tell where my head's at. I was thinking food. I have a sub in front of me, so I'm thinking food. But yeah, thank you, Dan, thank you, Bill, and Dennis also for the anniversary shout-outs. We appreciate it. Thank you. That's awesome. So let's get back into what we were just talking about. Are you shocked that the Bengals finally cut ties with Vontaze Burfict? Because they cut him today.
No.
He's been a malcontent for that team. I mean, he could.
I think he's just a malcontent in life.
I think he is too. He could ball, and that's the only reason why he. Because honestly, you point at a guy, you go, "You hit that guy." Yes, that's what he does. That's him. He doesn't care if the whistle's blown 73 minutes prior. He doesn't care if you're a coach. He's gonna hit you.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter who
He'll
you
get
are.
picked up.
But Dan, she walked into the bedroom, so I don't know if she remembers you or not. Does she remember us?
Probably.
She probably does.
Just fucking got the.
So is he going to go to Dallas then?
Probably. Fucking the Giants might give him $70 million. Fucking 2-year, $836 million contract.
Well, they got to pay somebody that OBJ money.
With 88% of it guaranteed,
Oh,
fully
Fully
guaranteed.
guaranteed.
They're gonna Kirk Cousins him. Fully guaranteed, man. Here you
Does
go.
that look like the worst contract in football right now?
It's
Even
looking
worse than the Osweiler?
That looks like the worst because his is fully guaranteed.
Yeah, Osweiler. They could at least. It was just whatever the roster bonus that Cleveland gave him, which actually I think Houston ponied up most of that.
it.
Yeah.
He still got $60 million guaranteed.
Yeah, he still had a lot of.
And to think, here we are, 2 years later after that trade to the Browns, we're talking about them being the best in the division.
Oh, we said it at the time. That was a salary. That was an NBA salary dump.
Osweiler's the star. The Giants are going to sign him. 3 years, $447
Well, he
billion.
doesn't have the number against the Bears. We're 0-3 against him.
We are the reason that man has made most of his money. Like that is not a joke, and that's why I fucking hate Brock Osweiler. Anyway, he's a terrible quarterback. I don't know if
He's a great American. He screams America.
I'm a real American.
We're going to get cut off, don't.
Oh no! I gotta stop. Sorry, WWE. You will murder my face.
WWF.
It's the E now.
That was F, though.
Yeah, back then it was the F, the big old F.
F you.
Whoa!
Go down, John Cena.
Wow, what? We've turned into a wrestling show, ladies and gentlemen.
Can't see me.
I can go all day on that one. But
That's the only thing you can go all day on.
it's so true. It's funny, but it's true.
Better keep these chips away from him.
What do you think? It's in all seriousness. Do you think a team will sign
Yes.
Perfect, even though with the
Yes.
problem that he could cause
Absolutely.
at any moment?
Absolutely.
Would you want the Giants to sign him?
Absolutely.
Oh, okay, all right. Even if they threw 88 guaranteed at him.
He gives your defense an identity.
Yes, he does. He will. Whether that's the prison.
The replacement refs.
Yeah.
Wait, what's the name of that fucking movie?
Longest yard.
Yeah.
Green, the mean machine.
Oh no! Or it'll be a necessary roughness.
That's what I was thinking
That's where
about.
you're going. Yeah, it'll be like necessary roughness, where it's all NFL players getting off the bus, and you have Scott Bakula and Jason Bateman and Kathy Ireland on your squad. Yeah, he was the guy whose dad was the guy who was the booster who gave him the jackets, and they told him no. That's Jason Bateman. Remember, he's like 88 years old. People forget that. Him and Paul Rudd still.
Paul Rudd's old as fuck. No, the only person in the world that doesn't age is Pharrell Williams.
He's gone backwards.
He looks to be 18. He's
Yeah.
almost 50.
It's because he's happy.
He's got that Asian blood.
You know what it really is? It's because he got that lap dance for free. That's
Touche.
what it was.
Bang-boom.
See, I just went two different
You can get this
generations of Pharrell right there.
Pharrell, God,
I really did.
I want to sing that
Back
song
when it
now.
was Pharrell Williams.
Nerd, N-E-R-D.
I loved them. They're so good. His beats were... Yeah, anyway.
Chad just got left out.
What's that?
Said Chad just got left out.
I'll say. Oh, say.
Can you sing?
We'll get cut off, even though it's patriotic. So the Dolphins signed Fitzmagic to a 2-year deal, not just like a 1-year deal.
Best signing of the offseason.
So will Fitzgregor be the answer to the Dolphins tanking?
Listen, I answered that.
I just wanted to use Fitzgregor.
I answered
You have
that-
no idea how bad I wanted to say
I
that.
answered that earlier. Miami's making the playoffs.
Playoffs.
As a wild card, obviously.
Nice.
They're not even coming. They're literally bottom feeding, and their Super Bowl is getting a top 1 or 2 pick, so that they can soak
Listen.
up one of the.
It's magic, baby.
It's Fitzgregor.
I'm drafting him.
Fitzgregor.
I'm drafting him.
Hey, we have a 2-quarterback league.
I'm talking
You
about
can-
I'm drafting.
We have a 2-quarterback league. You can pick him up
Well, the
as your
first
backup.
5 weeks, he was lighting up the scoreboard last year.
I'm in multiple 2-quarterback leagues.
What's that?
I'm in multiple 2-quarterback leagues.
Yeah, I'm in the same 2.
No, I'm in 4.
I'm in 2 of them.
I'm only
with
doing
you.
8 leagues this year.
You said
I've
that.
already told-
How many times has he said that?
I've
How
already
many
told.
times?
I've already
How many
told.
baseball leagues are you in? Okay, that.
No, 4.
Oh wow.
4 or 5.
The way that your eyes were actually going in opposite
I'm-
directions.
yeah, I'm thinking.
I thought you were going to say like 36.
No, 'cause I'm in-
Oh wait, no, it's 37. Sorry.
30. I'm in my 2-player keeper league.
Yeah.
I'm in Dawkins's.
Mm-hmm.
I'm in. Oh, fuck, who else? I don't want to forget anybody. I'm in 3 cash, 1 for fun, and 1 is my kind of dynasty league.
Oh yeah. Next week we're not going to be on because we have our draft next week.
One of my drafts with one of my
One of the money leagues. Yeah.
good friends from college.
Yeah.
Superman himself.
They
Chris
ever listen to the
Dawkins.
show?
He has.
Okay.
He's listened to a playback. He's a firefighter, so his
Oh, all right.
he might be sleeping right now. So,
Yeah, so
shit like
so he
that.
just like he chimes in,
Yeah.
whatever. Okay. Oh,
Like
that's
he'll,
fine.
he'll shoot me the shit every day. I'm sorry.
I'm like,
I'm trying to get my slipper back on.
playing footsie with my knee.
Trying to get my slipper back on.
What action you got in a while?
Hey, you take that back.
Noticing they say you were wrong.
You caught that? Damn it.
I catch everything except balls when they're thrown at me.
And herpes.
I'll caught that
One
twice.
with your mouth.
And that's,
Touche.
and that's the
Dung,
and that's the second time I caught crabs.
dung beetles.
So
Kill you.
what's that?
So that'll kill you.
It was the Super Troopers reference.
I haven't seen Super Troopers in God so long.
Oh, I finally have seen 2 and I watched it a bunch of times.
Was it funny?
It is funny. It's not as good as 1.
I don't think
They
it
really
can be as
are.
good as one.
No.
1 is a cult classic, that's why.
Oh God, yes. But 2 has its parts. Like there's some parts that are really funny, and then there's jokes. But overall,
I'm gonna watch it one day.
Who wants a mustache ride?
Oh, me.
Me. I want a mustache, right?
So,
Oh no. Oh no.
so before we go on
Gesundheit.
to other topics, now I'm going to jump to like just teams and talk about big names that have signed. So T Sizzle, like we said last week, signed with the Cardinals. Our good old friend Kevin White, the draft pick.
Oh, they finally got dumped that?
Yeah, well, his contract went out. the wide receiver the top draft pick that never was signed with Arizona.
Watch him be freaking amazing.
I'm going to be so pissed if he is.
he's
Like,
gonna be an All-Pro this year.
I'm going to be so pissed. Their one decent signing was Jordan Hicks, the linebacker. 4-year, $36 million with $20 guaranteed. The Cardinals picked him up. So the Falcons, they didn't really get huge moves. I mean, like Kenyon Barner.
Ooh!
I know that's the Tevin Coleman replacement. Actually,
You mean they haven't signed 6 more wide receivers?
Ito Smith is the.
I'm surprised they didn't trade for Beckham or Brown.
They weren't going to give up the money.
They need more receivers.
Calvin Ridley and
They're gonna
their
draft-
900. And, yeah,
They're gonna draft Metcalf.
I was gonna say they'll get Metcalf. They got Jamon Brown, 3-year, $18.7 million.
Joey Bosa's gonna be on the board, and they're gonna take Metcalf.
Nice. We already talked about the Ravens. I don't need to bring them in. Oh, the Bills.
We've talked way too much about the Ravens.
We really have. Nevermore. Wow. You're welcome on that one. Literally, our literacy people literally the literacy people just tuned in, so we got one extra person. The Bills, Cole Beasley, John Brown. So they, John Brown. They picked up a couple wide receivers. The Beasley deal was 4 years, $29 million.
He won't last past 2.
14.4 guaranteed. That was going to be my question.
He won't last past 2.
But was that? I mean, was that? I mean, they also, like we talked about last week, they signed Frank Gore, $2 million. I mean, he's 153 years old, but still.
137.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. I got
Appreciate
you.
that.
Still
Got your
runs the
back.
ball better than half the backs.
That's because he's a smart.
He just doesn't run him very fast.
That is true. He is the speed of the slowest fullback you can think of, but just because he's that smart of a football player, I mean, he's not going to get you 1,000 yards anymore. But if he plays 15 games and 16 games, and plays half the snaps, not even half the snaps because they still have Shady, plays a third of the snaps, a quarter of the snaps, he can catch the ball in the backfield too. I mean, he'll get 500 total yards.
So what you're saying is next year in fantasy football, he's going to be a vulture for Shady. The goal line.
Actually, indirectly, that is kind of what I'm saying.
I had no intentions on drafting either one, so I don't give a
Oh,
fuck.
me neither. But they also picked up Tyler Kroft, the Bills did, tight end. He 3-year, $18.75 million. Incentives could push that up to over $21 million. That's according to Ian Rappin. Ian,
He be rapping.
he's a rapping.
Rapping a rapper.
Dan says that he was all about Kenyon Barner coming out of Oregon. He thought he was going to be a stud.
I did too.
I think a lot of people did, but now he's an afterthought. I mean, and that's the one thing about football players. Football players can quickly go from the penthouse to the fucking basement,
You mean like
just
Kevin
like
White?
that. Yeah. I mean, literally, some of them it's their own doing, but him, it was, yeah. Let's go on. The Panthers, they really haven't done much. They got Matt Paradis, 3-year, $27 million center. The Bears, they brought in Cordell Patterson from the Patriots, 2-year, $10 million, 5 guaranteed. Buster Skrine, 3-year, $16 million, a cornerback, 8.5 guaranteed. And they got Clinton Dix from the Packers, the safety.
Really?
Yeah, 1 year, $3.5 million.
Not from the Packers.
Oh, that's right. He got traded. Sorry. My apologies. But still. And then they brought in, like I said it last week, Mike Davis, running back, 2-year, $6 million. Max value of 7 with incentives and all that.
And they're still shopping Howard?
They are trying to shop Howard. He is going, most likely, if he gets traded, he's going to be a draft week / day trade.
try to move up the board type deal.
Yeah, that's an if. That's an if. They might not even trade him. I mean, if they do, yay. If not, eh.
Send him to the Giants.
Is this like a trade to the Yankees scenario? Just trade everybody to
He really would make sense in the Giants.
To back
for
up
the backup.
Barkley.
For a change of pace back, it was really good.
He is good. He's one of those ones that silently has yards. Like he's not going to blow you. Like Ingram doesn't blow you away with a shitload of yards, but he's always there. He's always putting up something. Okay, Bengals. Even though we talked about the Bengals with Perfect, they re-signed Tyler Eifert, Preston Brown. They brought in a lot of these people are just re-signs. Resign. B.W. Webb, cornerback.
AJ Green going to be healthy next year.
He hasn't been healthy in a while.
He'll never be healthy again.
I think all football players can really say that, though. If you think about it.
I'm healthy.
I don't know. I mean,
Define
Be like Peyton Manning
healthy.
Touche.
But do you? I don't know what that one
split it up and
was.
sacrifice babies and win another Super Bowl like Peyton Manning.
Peyton Manning? You mean Tom Brady?
No. Peyton Manning with his net went to Switzerland.
Oh,
all that
yeah.
stuff.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
Sacrifice the baby.
I didn't hear. For some reason, I zoned out in that part.
Come back, go to the Denver, and wins another Super Bowl.
Goes to the Denver. Sorry, I had to say it. The way you said that, man, I had to do it. Cleveland also brought in Sheldon Richardson, 3-year, $36 million deal. And,
Who hasn't Cleveland brought in?
Me. Won't give me a tryout.
well, now they don't have the need.
They
Brought
need,
in-
they need me.
The Dolphins might bring in for a tryout.
Too rainy.
Would you try out for the Cowboys, Eagles, or the Redskins?
Listen, if you're going to pay me, I'm trying out.
They will pay you in red rope licorice.
I'll take it.
Okay.
I sell that shit on the black market.
the Cowboys brought Jason Witten out of retirement
Great move.
for 3.5 base salary with $5 million up to $5 million with incentives. Excuse me. Oh wait, Dan just put. I'm pretty sure I said to someone, "Fuck LaMichael James. If you thought he was good, Barner is going to blow your mind." That was his direct quote. It was a name. It's like when I brought back Jeremy Shockey.
Or at least Jeremy Shockey was a good player.
Yeah, you missed the Jeremy Shockey reference earlier. You're welcome, everybody, with that. Nobody remembers him.
I barely remember him.
He barely remembers him right now.
Touche. Bang.
Wow.
Just got to keep fucking it up even more.
Yeah, we have to. The Cowboys, they re-signed Tavon Austin, which I forgot he was there.
I thought they let him go a long time ago.
Yeah, they put the franchise tag on Marcus Lawrence. They brought in Cameron Fleming and Jason Witten out of the booth.
Best signing ever.
Best signing from a booth.
Best signing ever.
It's better than Cutler.
What's going to happen?
I
when
know,
he
I'd take
tackles?
Cutler.
Say again, sorry.
What happens when he's first tackle and he breaks his hip?
I don't know.
I know.
He was quite reliable.
Yeah,
the
he
most part.
catch 3 yards and he gave him 97 catches.
Yeah, but he also
14
wasn't
yards.
92 years old.
He's still he's younger than us.
That's not saying much.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Again, another touche.
10 years ago, we could have been like, he's
Another
younger than
touche
us.
moment. Another touche moment. All right. The Denver, as what we've just discussed.
He goes to the Denver.
The Denver. They traded for Flacco, as we talked about.
Jose Flacco.
They signed Kareem Jackson to a 3-year, $33 million with 23 fully guaranteed. So he was the signing bonus of 23 right off the cuff. Bryce Callahan, 3-year, $21 million, 10 guaranteed. Juwan James, offensive tackle, 4 years, worth up to $51 million, 32 guaranteed. The Lions, like we said last week, they were bringing in random people, and if you played for Bill Belichick at some point, you were on their
Sounds
roster.
about right.
Trey Flowers, like we said, 5-year, $16 million per season.
It's not with all the other 31 teams, though. Oh, did you play on the Patriots Super Bowl team? Here's my
Well, careful. Matt Patricia basically is like, hey, I remember you, I think. Come over here. Danny Amendola, 1-year contract, 4.5 base. Incentives could go up to 5.75. now non-players that were from the Patriots. Justin Coleman, 4-year, $36 million deal. Jesse James, 4-year, $25 million deal. 11 fully guaranteed. Was that a decent signing bringing in Jesse James?
No.
Who did he replace?
Dan goes, I remember Shockey, but not even. I remember Shockey not even trying to do anything on those interceptions. That is true.
Listen, his job was to catch it, not catch people that caught it.
That is a valid point. I'm not going to do the word.
What word?
You know the word.
I don't know.
It's not bird.
The bird?
Bird is the word. It's not that one.
Bird. Bird is the bird.
Okay. But that Jesse James actually now takes away another weapon that Big Ben had. If you think about it, so he had McDonald and Jesse James.
Listen.
He also had
Once
Bell, Brown.
Once he lost Brown, he was fucked.
Well, Bell technically lost Bell last year.
Well, James Conner stepped right in. You're not going to have nobody step in for Brown.
Juju.
He's going to step in for Brown. Who's going to step in for Juju?
Insert name.
So
Yeah.
they're going to be able to double Juju.
That's my.
They'll be able to double Juju, and I don't think he's as good as
Draft Metcalf.
Brown
So they're gonna
was.
Juju. The
They're
double
going to draft
Juju.
Metcalf.
Yeah. Actually,
They got way too many holes.
at 1.6% body count can fill a lot.
Whatever's going on with Mike Tomlin in the front office,
Tomlin had nothing to do with it.
they made all their players mad. Antonio Brown said he didn't like him. That's why he wanted out.
Dan
Him and-
asked.
If they'd have paid him, then he would have stayed.
He goes, did Detroit bring in Jesse James, the tight end, or the porn star?
No, it was the guy that does bikes.
Yeah, he's the bike guy. That's why I'm laughing.
No, they resurrected.
That's the one who cheated
outlaw.
on Sandra Bullock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, isn't
They
there a
resurrected the outlaw, Jesse James. Bring him in.
Oh, outlaw Jesse James. Just like Jesse James. Oh, nope. Oh, sorry.
Lord Jesus, I have no idea what I'm wrong with.
Okay, Green Bay. They brought in from Chicago Adrian Amos, 4-year, $37 million. One of our safeties. Mercedes Lewis, 1-year, 2.3. Sorry. They brought in edge rusher Preston Smith. I almost called him Preston James for some reason. 4-year, $52 million. And that will pay him $27.5 over the first 2 years. So okay, that's a weird whatever. Another edge rusher, Zadarius Smith, 4-year, $66, and they had $34.5 in the first 2 years as well. So they're front loading these. You know why?
Because the back end hurts.
Because that and it's the players. They're getting their money. Oh,
Back
sorry.
end, back.
I'll back that ass. Anyway, the Texans. One of the people that Cleveland let go, that Breed Buddy Calhoun. They signed him to a 1-year deal. That's pretty much it, really. I mean, they put the franchise tag on Clowney, Tayshaun Gibson. Like nobody really.
Did Clowney want to leave though?
No,
He wants to get paid.
No, he wants to get paid, but he also wants to stay. Like he has made it known that he wants to stay. Nice. The road dog Jesse James was another one that he brought in. Going in the Hall of Fame this year. DX going in the Hall.
D-Rex.
Hello.
Actually, that makes sense.
What's that?
That makes sense.
Going in the Hall of Fame?
No, I said I'll D your ex.
Oh, it does make sense.
We've already established that. Catch up, bitch.
Whoa! Calm your hormones. The
Say calm my homos?
Calm your hormones.
Just said calm your homos.
Yeah,
Homos.
calm your homos.
Horny moans.
Calm down. Calm down.
The Colts, Pierre Desir. I think I said that right. They re-signed him to a 3-year deal, $25 million. They brought in Devin Funches. I call him Ron Funches.
Ron Fox.
Ron Funches, the comedian. Devin
Ron
Funches.
Burgundy.
Yeah, Ron.
Ron Funches is a comedian. He's
No, it's not.
freaking Ron Funches. He's a hilarious comedian.
Is he from the Blue Collar tour?
No, that's Ron White.
Okay, that's what I was thinking of.
No, Ron Funches is he's a black guy. I figured you'd have been all on that. He's
I
a
don't
black
know.
comedian. Oh, okay, he's funny. He's
I don't
like-
go to meetings no more.
He's like
I was gonna say, don't you guys know each other?
I don't go to meetings no more.
They brought him in for a 1-year, $13 million deal. That's with incentives. Was that a?
No.
Did they ever pay for him?
No. Yes. No.
Wait, what the fuck?
You don't
That's 38 options. 37 options. Sorry.
Fucking asshole. You don't give him a 1 year deal.
That's all they brought him in for. 1 year.
I know. I'm saying you don't give him because you're paying him like his production from 2 years ago, and if he has the production from 2 years ago, you're not gonna be able to re-sign him next year.
No.
So you give him a 3-year deal, one of those NBA, NFL 3-year deals,
Or even a 2-year deal.
and if he goes back to the production that he was at, you have him for 2 more years, or you just cut him, like they probably would do if he doesn't.
And then, so now we can go to Jacksonville. Jacksonville,
Who?
the Jags.
Do you still have a team after their Super Bowl run?
Yes. Nick Foles, as we talked about, 4-year, $88 million. Max value could make it 102. That I didn't.
There's
That I
nobody
didn't
to throw
report.
to anymore.
Haven't been anybody to throw it in a while. I mean, Marquise Lee, and I mean, technically, is not a terrible.
Listen, the window opened and closed already.
Yes.
That was the fastest opening and closing of a window ever.
It was like a fucking storm came, and they closed that window really quick.
You know, the storm came and knocked the whole fucking house down. They opened the window.
and it killed Blake Bortles.
They
at
opened the window and a swarm of death mosquitoes flew in.
Bees everywhere.
Loci. Is it locusts or loci? Loki?
Locust.
We're just gonna.
Which one?
We're just gonna.
I don't know. Like I said, I've been dealing
Loki,
with
like the biblical. Okay.
No, like the off of MCU.
Avengers.
Oh, that Loki. Never mind. It's all right.
Keep up, Rick.
Hey, I went a different route. Be shocked that I went that route.
No, I'm shocked that you.
Any Hoosier dues. You're welcome. Chris Conley, the wideout, they signed him to a contract. Terms unreported as of this time. Kansas City. Some of the people they brought in: Tyrann Mathieu, 3-year, $42 million. We talked about that last week. Carlos Hyde, 1 year, 2.8.
It's a good signing.
What's that?
It's a good signing.
That is. Rashawn Breeland, 1 year, incentive-laden contract worth up to around $5 million. It's actually not a bad deal for him.
So it's just going to be the Hill and Mahomes show?
Yeah, the Hill part I'm going to get to in a little while, too.
Maybe.
Yeah, there might not be a Hill show.
Uh-oh. What did he do now?
Tyreek Hill.
He beating bitches up.
Yep. And there was a child involved in one of those.
Oh, snap.
So there's that possibility, and that.
He's going to prison. So I had a Plexico.
Yeah. it's one of those. I'm gonna bring it up real quick because I figured I would get to the Chiefs and I would talk about it. It's he's being again his probation just ran out from his incident just before he came into the NFL. Like it literally ran out during the season this year. So it's alleged into battery at his home. It's alleged because initially his name wasn't on the report. He's being involved in. I'm going to read part of an article here from Bleacher Report, so that way you know I make it all official here. He's involved in a police investigation in Overland Park, Kansas, following 2 separate child abuse allegations. One of which also includes a battery at his home, which is to the mother of the child. They're looking into that. Basically, one of these 2 reports, Hill's 3-year-old son ended up getting a broken arm in the situation.
He is the new Adrian Peterson.
I know he didn't whip a testicle basically out of his kid, but he broke an arm. So he'll be back and signing contracts soon. And the testicle will too. So the Kansas City Department for Children and Families also told the Kansas City Star that they couldn't comment on the nature of the allegations, just one abuse and or neglect report. It's basically what they did. One of the 2 reports is that. There's a lot of information that's not out there yet, which I have a strange feeling that either it's going to get swept under the rug because the wife is going to say, "Oh no charges," blah blah blah,
Oh, it'll come out.
or
It'll be a video of it.
or
somehow.
or it's going to be one of those monsoon
TMZ's
things.
in his backyard digging right now.
Oh yeah, TMZ is everywhere. as you say to me all the time, TMZ is everywhere.
TMC is videoing us right now, just in case.
Yeah. Somehow, if this happens, I can't fucking open this goddamn thing. I'm trying to open my goddamn sob. I got it.
They really got on Mr. Deeds,
They fucking
The-
customized this really well.
one that Winona Ryder worked for. That's TMZ in real life.
Yeah, basically yes. But the way that they handled Kareem Hunt, would they do the same to Tyreek?
Nope. If Tyreek would have happened before Kareem Hunt, yep.
Or he lied about it. Did he lie about it?
He hasn't had a chance to. That's the difference. This is playing out in real time.
He might have. They might have known about it because it seems like they usually know about it months and months before.
Yeah, but this just happened. Like, this is new. This happened in March. It's not like something that happened months ago. They were privy to it. But obviously, the video made his statement become invalid, which is one of the reasons they say they cut him. But again, that's what they say. Hunt pretty much didn't deny that, though.
He's
So-
like, fuck it, I didn't think I was going to get caught.
Yeah, I mean,
Pretty much what he was saying.
yeah.
Like, fuck it, I got busted. Like, nope, you got to take responsibility
All
now.
right, give me the punishment. Stick it in there. Give me the pineapple. That's a Little Nicky reference.
I haven't seen Little Nicky in God knows how long.
Fucking love that movie. My favorite Sandler movie.
That's
says
when
a
they
lot.
stick it in Hitler's
Yep.
butt.
Yes.
His
Yes.
anus. His orifice.
His gas chamber, if you will. Ah,
Popeye's chicken is the shiz, man.
exactly.
It really is.
I love my joke. And no one fucking laughed. You guys suck.
It sucked.
I said it was right up his gas chamber. That's a great joke. That's a solid joke. Jews might not like it, but other people would find it great. You're welcome, everybody. And the Jews.
I can take the gas. I can take a joke.
That just went dark.
That's a good one.
That was a good one. I won't have you repeat it just in case. You know, gotta protect the brand at least a tiny bit, like my penis. Chargers, as you would say. Agreed to terms with Thomas Davis, linebacker, 2-year deal, $10.5 million, including 5.2 guaranteed. They re-signed Brandon Mebane, 2-year, 9.3, 5.25 guaranteed. They brought in Tyrod, big splash, 2-year, $11 million with 6 guaranteed. Why is that? Philip Rivers is pretty healthy.
Yeah, just in case, because they're usually always one hit away.
Well, Philip is getting, again, he's getting older in age, so I mean, he's overdue, I guess. But he's been, if you think about it, he's been very healthy.
He's
He's missed, what, 1-2 games?
I thought the streak was
Yeah.
the longest active streak going.
Yeah,
right now.
but it was at the beginning. He missed like 1 or 2, and that's pretty much it. So that was when like Charlie Whitehurst came in and played.
Charlie Whitehurst, what a name!
I'm bringing out the names
Name
tonight.
dropping?
I'm
Name
bringing out
dropping
the
like a
names
motherfucker.
tonight. It's a 2-year anniversary. I come prepared.
No,
But 2-year, $11 million. I mean, is that worth it? Is he worth it?
If they plan on using him to mentor under Rivers,
Would he really mentor under Rivers though?
it's just I think it's just a strictly
Just in case.
strict backup, just in case type thing. You rather need them and not. You rather have them and not need them than to need them and not have them.
where are your plastic forks? I thought they were in this drawer.
Fucking I know.
I'm gonna steal some hot sauce.
Okay.
I'm just gonna let you know. I'm gonna ask a question and then you can go into that.
You know I'm going to just answer one word now, right?
You fucker.
Just to be a dick.
You dick. Rams re-signed Dante Fowler to a 1-year, $14 million with 12 guaranteed. Why don't they just guarantee the whole fucking thing? It's only $2 million. Anyway, and then I like this signing because I'm a big fan of his. Eric Weddle, 2-year, $12.5 million. Big fan of Eric Weddle. He's getting up there in age, so he's not the same. It's kind of like he's better than Eric Berry the last couple of years anyway, because that availability is whatever the hell we were talking about because he's been available.
I really can't think of it now.
I know you say it all the time, and now I'm asking, and it's like,
Because that's usually how life works.
valid point.
You put him on the spot. Good job.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. All right,
Dick fuck.
Dolphins. Other than Ryan Fitzgregor, they brought in Eric Rowe, cornerback, 1 year, $3.5 million. Dwayne Allen, tight end, 2 year, $7 million. They got him away from the Pats. That's where he was last year. Vikings. They, like I said, they basically yo-yoed Anthony Barr back away. His contract, because I said I'd bring it up, 5 year, $67.5 million, could be worth up to $77.5 million with incentives, but 33 of it is guaranteed.
Kirk Cousins.
That's a lot of money, and they already have a shitload of money in Cousins. The Patriots, they traded for Michael Bennett from the Eagles. So all they did was they gave up a 5th round pick and got a 7th round pick back in return. On top of that, a typical Patriots freaking trade. Watch Bennett have a good season.
They're gonna have a Trey Flowers type season.
Oh no, but I mean, watch him have a giant uptick again.
He had a pretty good year last year.
The best ability is availability.
Yep.
Dan. Thanks, Dan.
I knew it.
Going back to the joke.
You know what? Let's stop for a second. Look outside. It's not
still
pitch
daylight.
black, and
I
I
know.
still see sun.
That's racist.
It is a little bit.
Spring is starting.
Going back to the joke about gas, he goes, is anybody else disturbed that Rudolf Hess was a high-ranking Nazi official and there is now Hess gas stations?
Nice.
That is nice.
I thought he was gonna say Rudolph the Red-Nosed
He
Reindeer.
escaped to England and founded the company.
I don't know why I was going to Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer there.
The DMX version?
Nice.
They signed Terrence Brooks to a 2-year contract. Philip Dorsett, they re-signed him. They signed wideout Bruce Ellington to a 1-year deal since Cordell left.
Cordell Stewart.
Cordell Patterson. The Saints re-signed Teddy Bridgewater. Again, how do you feel if you're a Dolphins fan or just a member of the Dolphins that all these players before Fitzgregor, basically they're trying to...
It's not going to stick.
Oh, I'm making it stick.
just
I am making it stick.
Just let it go.
I am not going to let it go.
You got to.
No.
Just let it go.
No. Anyway.
I'm telling you for your best interest. Just let that one go.
You better calm down over there. But Bridgewater ended up getting $7.25 guaranteed. His contract could be $12.5 million just for the 1 year. They brought in Latavius Murray to be the replacement for
That's a big deal too.
4-year contract. 14.4. It's only 14.4.
That's a big deal.
4-year 14.4
For him.
I mean, for him it is, yeah. I mean, he's not going to put up the numbers like he did years ago in Oakland. But, the Giants.
Oakland had an offense.
Oh, they also re-signed Will Lutz to a 5-year deal. My joke on Twitter was the Saints made a big splash. Re-signed Will Lutz.
That's a big signing.
It is.
I'm drafting him.
He's a draftable kicker.
Everything comes back to the draft to me.
Hey, it's fantasy sports. Now that we're a week away from our draft, I'm starting to get
We
really.
draft on Wednesday night.
I'm gonna join a league in the next couple of days just to get the drafting.
Mock draft.
Yeah, I tried doing mock draft and it always fucks up, so I was like, never mind.
I got my second draft this Wednesday.
For some reason, mock drafts.
Who you taking number 1?
If I have the number 1 pick,
Who you taking in your number 1?
Tim Tebow.
Nice.
Hey, it's money
You
pick.
don't know?
Right there. It's a money pick.
I'm taking Mookie Betts number 1 overall.
Hey, Bobby Bell.
I'm being
Taking
dead
that contract.
I'm being dead serious. If I get the number 1 pick, I'm taking Mookie Betts over Trout.
God, I actually had to make a tweet about him looking bad the other day.
What are you doing? I don't watch spring training.
Some young pitcher threw a nasty slider, and I mean, it started on the inside corner and ended out 3 feet
Mama.
on the outside.
Phil.
It was started on the inside corner, and the catcher had to go like this, and Mookie went, wee. Like he looked like Bartolo. Like that's how
Nice.
bad the swing was. See, I'm name drumming like
You mean,
Apollo.
you mean look like CD?
Fuck your face.
I like that one. That was good, Jay.
Thank you.
Jay won that one.
You guys get out.
All right, let's go to the Giants.
Fuck the Giants.
Golden Tate, the replacement for Odell Beckham.
Still better than your number one.
Our number one is
Allen Robinson.
Allen Robinson. But we actually, I would
Our
consider
number one receiver is Cohen.
well that's actually technically true.
Oh, he's not. He's your number one receiving back. What's the difference?
So would you have Tate as your number one or Shepard as your number one?
Tate.
Okay. I had to ask that question because I know you're the fan of the Giants.
I'm going to draft Tate high. You would have to. Somebody's got to catch the wobblers, the Eli throws.
Why are you lying? You ain't drafting nobody but D Hops.
He has a point.
I've only drafted him twice in the last 3 years.
You also have a point.
Actually, was it twice?
You're twice.
No, once, and I traded for him once. And I traded him away once. Yeah, so I drafted him twice, traded him once, and traded for him once.
Bella's talking.
I didn't have him in no league last year either.
So you didn't have him in our league.
I didn't have him in any leagues last year.
All right, go to the Oakland Raiders. Oh, I forgot that I can never.
Do we have any more teams? I kind of tuned out a while ago.
We're at Oakland. We're way down the list. Here, I'll only go to like the bigger names. We already talked about Antonio Brown. Talked about him last week. Trent Brown. They signed him for 4 years, $66 million.
It's not a bad deal. They overpaid, but
That's a,
not a bad sign.
no, it really isn't. LaMarcus Joyner, 4 year, $42 million.
It's not a bad sign.
16.7 fully guaranteed. And then J.J. Nelson. Since they dropped Jordy Nelson,
They
they
had
brought
to
in
get another
J.J.
J.
Nelson.
Nelson.
Yeah. And then they also brought in Tyrell Williams.
Yeah, that was
That's
a
a
quietly good signing.
It really is, and it's a 4 year, $44 million contract, 22 guaranteed.
It's not bad.
No, that's not bad at all. The Eagles traded for Deshaun Jackson.
DJ.
They also got Malik Jackson or Malik Jackson.
Giants gonna kick to him again.
Can kick him down, they probably could tackle him 2 steps slower. No, they still fuck.
I was gonna say, hang on. Oh,
Whatever you do, don't kick it to Deshaun Jackson.
so the Steelers backups are going to be. I thought that Eli Rogers was still there. They re-signed him to a 2-year deal, and they also signed Dante Moncrief to a 2-year deal. He was one of the options that Jacksonville had it last year. They signed Mark Barron. Bella is hungry. Mark Barron. They signed him to a 2-year deal worth $12 million. The Niners traded for D Ford. I thought that was a pretty good trade. And they signed Quan Alexander to a 4-year, $54 million deal.
They gave Deepwood an outrageous
They signed-
extension.
What's that?
They gave Deepwood an outrageous
Yeah, a new 5-year, $87.5 million contract. They put the franchise tag on Robbie Gould, which is interesting.
Yeah, so the Bears couldn't get him.
Yeah, the Bears brought in a guy with the last name
Might be
Blewett.
hot.
Really?
Yeah,
Blewett?
his last name is Blewett.
So they
Really?
signed Cody Parkey?
No, they cut him.
He blew it.
Yeah, and that's like literally when that signing came out, all of these pundits and stuff on TV went, "Are you serious?" Like the next morning, because it
Pretty apropos.
like Freddie and Fit, it came out on Freddie and Fitz when it was later in the night, in the evening when they signed him, or when they said they're going to sign him. Like even Freddie and Fitz are like, "Is this a joke?" Like they made their people fact check the crap out of it.
That's amazing.
And then Golick and Wingo at 6 in the morning, one of the first things they let off with was one of the best and most fitting names that you can have. Blewett. Alright, Tevin Coleman signed with the Niners. 2-year, $8.5 million. Max value could go up to 10.6 with incentives and all that. What do you think of that signing, honestly?
Yeah, it's enough to sign it.
I mean, he wasn't terrible. And when he was the solo back
Devontae Freeman.
when Freeman was hurt, yeah, he didn't perform as well as he did when he was a
lead back
split.
in the
Yeah.
yeah.
When he was a split, he was putting up the same numbers. When he was the back with him and Ito Smith being the Tevin Coleman spot, Tevin Coleman being the Freeman spot, he couldn't.
He's not a lead back.
No,
He's a clump of
that
meat
proved
eater.
it. Yeah, he's one of those guys that if you had him in a backfield, kind of like a Kamara Ingram situation, like they did, he can perform because he's not. Oh, Jesus! You just stabbed yourself in the eye.
Drafted Alvin Kamara in the first round. He might be the first pick.
Niners
in the
also
draft.
brought in Jordan Matthews.
He might be the first pick in the draft.
Jordan Matthews
No, Alvin Kamara.
could be because he's gonna get all. Look at his when Ingram was suspended the first 4 games.
He had me in first place.
He freaking had me in first place. Because I said both of those Jacksons. Dan goes, "Oh, the Eagles got the whole Jackson 5 now."
I was gonna say they got a monopoly on Jacksons.
Now they just need Lamar Jackson to complete it.
Nice.
Jesus, that's true. Seahawks brought in DJ Fluker, 2-year deal, $9 million. Jason Myers, so they let go of Seabass, Sebastian Janikowski. Brought in Jason Myers, the
Wait.
kicker.
Who released the bath? Who released Janikowski?
Well, the Raiders did last year. The Seahawks picked him up. He kicked decently for him. They let him go, and they brought in Jason Myers instead. So Sebastian
This is
Janikowski,
not Michael Myers. They won't kill no one.
or be an Austin Powers thing. But depending on which way you're going there. It's either a killer reference or a killer reference. You got to catch that one. Mike Iupati, he used to be really good. Now he's just up there in age, so he's not as good as he used to be. But for depth wise, it's not bad because they also brought in DJ Fluker. So 2 offensive guards. It's not terrible, honestly. I mean, they're not gonna blow you away with those signings, but that's just the way that goes. I don't know if Bill's still listening. Bill, your Tampa Bay Bucks brought in Shaquille Barrett, Deion Buchanan. They brought in Ryan Griffin as a nice backup quarterback. I say nice in a joke. 2-year, $2.9 million. Rashad Perriman, they got him 1 year for the wideout. Titans brought in Adam Humphries. We said that last week. They traded for Tannehill this week. What'd you think of that trade?
I like Tannehill.
I do too, but what is it? I'm trying to figure out like what the play is there because they have Mariota.
Who's injury prone?
Yeah, but it makes me wonder: are they giving up on him and basically saying, "All right, boys, fight it out. Winner stays.
It's not bad.
Winner stays. Loser goes."
It's not bad. It's not like Mariota's proven himself to be a stud.
No, I mean he had flashes of his Oregon days.
Same thing with Tannehill. Tannehill's had flashes. Up until he got hurt 2 years ago, he was on the cusp of turning the corner.
He was a 4,000-yard passer.
That's not hard to do in these.
No, but I mean, but if you can get,
Especially when you're down by 30.
it
every
used to be
game.
3,200 was the mark. 4,000 is the new 3,200.
Well, when you're down by 30 every game and you gotta air it out. Don't do it. Okay, go.
Shea too.
Are you a DB?
IUDB. Nice. Let me see. So that trade. So Tannehill traded by the Dolphins. They also got a 6th-round pick. So they ended out giving up a 4th and a 7th-round pick. The 4th-round pick is next year. 7th-round pick is this year. And Tannehill restructured his contract, signed a new 1-year contract that maxes out at 12 with incentives.
No good, but
7 ended up being guaranteed.
can't eat chips, but you're eating candy like no tomorrow.
No, this is for you guys. These are specially made for a keto diet.
What was it, like peanut butter cups? What is it? Was it like a dark chocolate with a whatever?
Something like that, yeah.
Okay. And then the Redskins, their big move, Landon Collins. That was a good move, right? As we talked about last week. 6-year deal, $84 million. They also brought in Case Keenum, like we talked about. Re-signed Adrian Peterson, 2-year, $8 million deal. And they brought in DRC. Came out of retirement to play for them. That's the end of that list. As you said, you were checking out.
Just because it makes me think of the Giants.
I don't know, they got 2 Giants there. How does that make you feel?
And then it makes me think of Odell Beckham.
Which makes you feel
Which makes me
amazing.
think of Dave Gettleman.
Also makes you feel amazing.
Which makes me want to drop kick baby midgets in the testicles.
Drop kick baby midgets in the testicles?
How do you know if a baby's a midget?
I don't know.
Can a baby be a midget?
That's a good question. Where's your
Yeah, because
Things that make you go.
their arms are normally truncated.
Where's your
Their legs aren't.
Trev Almonds?
I know. Up there
They're not
somewhere.
proportioned
I don't see it.
like your typical.
Maybe
person.
it might be out.
What is he looking for?
Hot sauce.
Hot sauce. Oh, I don't want.
Wait, hold on.
Pussy.
You saying you're out of hot sauce? How is that possible?
I don't want
Definitely.
triple X.
Pussy.
On an entire sub, I don't want triple X.
Pussy.
No, I want
Well,
that.
come on, you don't want the return of Xander Kane coming out of your ass later?
Checking the pantry. I'm sure our listeners want to hear about our hot sauce in my pantry. That's not a euphemism for anything either.
But it could be.
Third shelf, back to the left.
Third, 1, 2, 3.
You sure? Maybe it's from the floor.
Nothing.
You come in. You go. I'll look.
And the third shelf doesn't have it. No, look on the right shelf, right? Anyway, all right. Let's go on to the NCAA bracket here. I was trying to get some hot sauce for my sub. Was it on that shelf?
Third shelf, back to the left.
So I was on the wrong third shelf.
No, I gave you the wrong shelf. It was the fourth shelf.
Ah, ha, ha. Thank you for at least being honest.
You got it, Mike.
All right, let's talk about the tourney. First question I have out of the gate. Thoughts on the actual bracket itself?
I can't answer that question. I haven't even looked at it yet.
Really?
Haven't had a chance.
So you don't even know?
I know the number one seeds and
Okay, well, okay.
a couple of the stuff that I've seen like just popping up. So and so should be mad, but I haven't really looked. I when it came out last night, I started watching Shameless. So I was watching that, and then I pulled it up on the computer and got into the episode. I'm not gonna look at it. I really got to look at it. But I pulled it up on the episode.
all right. You got to join the Nautical Podcast League. There.
I didn't do that yet. I did that today.
You're not on it,
Oh, I thought I did. I did try it from my phone. Maybe that's why.
maybe.
And then I was gonna do it at work, but I was at work and I didn't want to get in trouble. And then when I got home, I was gonna do it, but I had to cook, so I really haven't even had a chance to look at it yet.
All I'm hearing is excuses.
Sounds all right. I'm probably gonna take a look at it tonight.
So, I asked this on Twitter, and the first 2 minutes we got 30 votes, and I think we only had 6 after that. So it's kind of interesting how it started out like a ball of fucking fire. Thank you, and then it turned into.
Actually, I'll
I get caught up.
try to get a look at it now.
But so I asked the question: which number one seed do you think will lose first out of the ones
Is it
that?
through Yahoo?
Yes.
Yeah. I sent it to you on through Messenger and stuff. So if you want the direct link,
Oh, okay.
through Duke, Virginia, Gonzaga, North Carolina.
I'll have to look
What
at
do
my
you think?
bracket
What do you think the?
Virginia.
again. I think so too. I think that's what I picked to go out first.
Who do you think Twitter picked?
Virginia.
You also have to remember the people online. It was Virginia. The two teams that got the least amount of votes were Duke and North Carolina. Gonzaga was second. Virginia was number one. Out of the ones, it was 42% for Virginia, 33% for Gonzaga, and 13 to 12% for Duke and North Carolina.
Hey, do I get my hat if I win this year?
We're on the podcast.
Get my
Remember?
goddamn hat.
Pay for it yourself.
Oh, it's no fun.
You're on the show. You gotta do it. Hi, Bella. No. You gotta get down on these. Sorry, I'm trying to eat. Normally I'd pet you. So you guys think it's Virginia?
Yeah.
I haven't finished my bracket yet, so I can't give my honest answer by going through when I break everything down. But on going by history of last year, it would be a team like Virginia. But if Duke were anything but a number one seed,
If Zion was still hurt,
no, not even that. Duke has a tendency of, if they're a 2 or a 3 seed, getting bounced super early. But when they're a number one seed, they go a little further. I don't know why, but it always seems that way, and that's why when when they're on that line of 1 or 2, I'm like, oh god, please be a 1, please be a 1. But this year, it was after they won the ACC tournament. It was where would they fall on the 1 line? Were you okay with them being the overall number 1 seed?
No.
Ow, God damn it, those are my balls. Oh, there.
It was a
Well,
female
why?
touching
Can I,
it too, though.
can I ask? Ow,
Because
why?
they lost 3 games to 2 of the number 1 seeds. I thought one of them should have been higher, number 1.
But they never had a full. They only had the full
Not
capacity
my-
of
not my
players
problem.
when they played Gonzaga.
And they got beat pretty good.
They only lost by 2.
The end score doesn't dictate the game.
Yes,
the game was.
but
The score was only 2. They got beat thoroughly in that game.
and I'll agree with that completely. We talked about it at the time.
Okay, I'm in.
All right, so I'm gonna look at this real quick. What since you're looking at
Who's Snidely?
Dan? That's Dan.
I love it though. The Zion sleeps tonight.
Yeah,
I love
that's
it.
Dan.
Not a clue intern.
Hey, Jesus, fella, you gotta get down on me. Thanks for listening, Dan. And again, thank you for the happy anniversary wish. We appreciate it.
Stay black, brother.
Check out Dan and the guys on Dan Dan Tony at Spreaker.com/show/Dan Tony Sports.
Tuesdays.
Yeah, Tuesdays at their time kind of changes.
Yeah, it fluctuates.
6:30, 6:45, 6:15.
You know what to do? Just like the page on Spreaker, and you will get
Yeah, you'll get the alert anytime.
alert
Yeah,
when
yeah.
they come on.
Do it that way like you do to us. So there you go. Also, they're at Dan Dan Tony on Twitter. So check them out there too.
Okay.
So
Okay.
so now you're digging in now.
Yeah, I'm looking at it.
All right. So if you're going to look at teams that have a chance to make a run that are a 7+ seed, as in like 7, 8, 9.
I know it's 7+.
Yeah, but people will literally sit there and go, "No, 7+ means the other way." I get you. I know.
People are stupid. I don't know. I like chalk this year.
And the thing is, though, every time that like people say I like chalk, guess what happens? It doesn't happen. Like look at last year.
Ugh. Maybe Washington.
You're high on Washington.
Not high on them. I wouldn't be surprised if they made a lot of noise out of their region. I don't know. Again, I can't really. I gotta kind of like really sit down and look at it.
I can't touch you, honey. There's I'm not saying this is my pick, but there are a couple of teams that catch my eye, and the fact that
Florida State got a low seed.
Bella, you have to get out, honey.
They're a lot lower than I think they should have been. And
But
even though I am a Florida State fan.
every year that they've done this, there's been one of those play-in teams that advance, and Belmont sticks out to me like crazy because Belmont was really good during the season. They just have the
I see St. John's advancing.
you see St. John's advancing.
Yeah.
I forget which one they're in.
They play Arizona State and then they play Buffalo.
Oh, Buffalo's got a really good team though.
I agree.
Buffalo's got a really good team.
I see St. John's advancing.
But that could happen. But Belmont, that's my
I don't even see them.
Ooh, Belmont.
Yeah, what region are they in?
They are Duke's region.
Who they play?
They're in the bottom half. They play Maryland when they win their game against Temple.
Okay.
Temple's not terrible either. Actually, none of these teams are terrible. But we'll just throw that out there. But here's a question that I have while you're looking at that. Why do people go crazy for the snubs? Or the ones that they think shouldn't be in the field that are there? Because if you really think about it, the bottom 3 to 6, and then the first 3 to 6 that don't get in, you can almost interchange.
Something to talk about.
Yeah, but
It's the same thing while when like the All-Star team comes out or something. They have to have someone had to have gotten snubbed.
Yeah, this was the biggest snub.
Yeah,
This was
something.
that. This was okay.
Even if the best 68 teams made it, they would look at the 69th team and say, well, they should have made it.
But they had a better... Bella, do not get up here. They would look at it and say, well, that team beat this team, so they should get in, and blah, 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 blah. And... Which I get, because that's, when you... I don't know, how can I word this? When you break it down, it's all these teams, there's going to be the snubs. But when they look at the... what was it, NC State? Was it NC State that didn't get in? I gotta double check. Yeah, NC State. NC State was actually like 30 34th or 37th for the overall, and they didn't make the tournament. Like, that's one of those ones that everyone's like going nuts over. But you look at it, they're I can't remember what one guy said. You can't celebrate mediocrity too much.
Agreed.
Because a team like Belmont won 30 freaking games. But yet,
Sorry, Bill, I had to lie.
but an NC State was 19-15. But
I
they play bad human.
Quadrant
Quad,
1
yeah.
and Quadrant 8. But my thing is, if you're going to say somebody was snubbed, then tell me who shouldn't be there. Don't just say 8 teams were snubbed, then you don't have a...
Yeah.
You don't tell me, all right, so you want to put West Bubble Fuck You in there. Who you want to take out? You want to take out
What college was that?
West Bubble Fuck You?
Nice.
You want to take Belmont out? Okay, then somebody's going to say Belmont got snubbed.
Yeah, that's what I mean. The
Shut
bottom
the
3
fuck
to
up.
the bottom 3 to 6, you can intertwine, and it's the same narrative.
I just think it's people
You agree?
buying for content.
Would you agree with that? You take the bottom 3 to 6, it's the same narrative the whole way around.
When does this tournament start? Thursday?
Tomorrow,
Is it tomorrow? I thought it was Thursday.
you got those play-in games.
That's I don't count those shows. I don't give a fuck about those. That's the stupidest thing they
Some
did.
brackets count those.
I was thus.
Like the game itself, like you pick the winner of
Yeah.
the
Well,
play-in
no,
game.
not ours. I'm in 3 tournament picks.
Okay.
For the most part, I can agree with what you're saying about the bottom 3 to 6. But
Hang on one quick second.
Apparently, he's got breaking news.
Keep that thought for a second. Breaking news. Blake Bortles signing with the Rams as their backup. All right, go ahead. Sorry.
but then you have the Cinderella teams that
See you
don't
last
make
year.
they're from a no-name conference,
We're just off the air for a second. Okay, go ahead.
and they make it, and then they make a run. So you can't say that they're in the same narrative when they're finally able to make the dance and do something with it.
That's why I was happy Belmont made it and they didn't win their conference, and they're in a low conference. But they won like 30 freaking games.
Listen, I don't care. To be honest, I don't really care who makes it. It's just one of the best times in sports.
Exactly.
It don't matter what 60. I'm not even gonna say 68 because that's stupid. And
64.
it doesn't matter what 64 teams you put in there. You're gonna get a couple games every year where it's like, holy shit! Did you see that game yesterday? Or it's gonna be a 1:14 p.m. start game that's gonna be talked about until.
The first year we did the show, and last year we were like, "Did you? Oh my god, that game!" Blah blah blah. It was like
Well, last year was the first time that
the 16. Yeah,
Yeah, the 16
University of
weekend.
Maryland, Baltimore County. Yeah, when UMBC beat Virginia.
UMBC.
Yeah, I was freaking drunk doing a live feed.
March Madness is good, but are they gonna have they, or are they ever gonna have a game like that where it's equal to the 2 games that UConn and Syracuse put on?
Oh, the
The
6
six
overtime.
overtime?
17-hour games.
I mean, they have double and
Technically, it was March Madness.
Yeah.
It was in March.
But it wasn't
And
the
game was
tournament.
Madness.
It was the Big East tournament.
I'm sure they'll have a game like that eventually.
Well, they had double a couple last year or the year before. There was a triple overtime
Yeah.
game that was a buzzer beater.
They have a bunch of those. But it's just the best time of the year.
Mhm.
You got spring training, baseball starting. You got March Madness.
And this year with
NHL
baseball,
playoffs
and this year baseball starts early, so
The draft will be coming up a week or 2 after. It's a great time, but just March Madness is amazing. Okay, so I can't really talk on it because the first time I've looked at a bracket was 5 minutes ago.
anybody listening who actually has Yahoo,
Yahoo!
sign up for our bracket challenge. It's under Not a Clue Podcast. Look it up there. Also, it's on our Twitter or Facebook, which is facebook.com/Not a Clue Podcast and @NotACluePod on Twitter. You can find it there. Just sign up. We have 10 people.
Hey, one of you ESPN experts, try your hand against me.
CD won it last year, and I won it the first year.
I thought it was the other way around.
No, you won it last year. I won it the year before.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
I thought it was the other way around.
Either way, you and I won.
I won 2 last year. I won 2. No, I want one of that shit. What's this one?
They did. Usually, I do the same bracket for everything. They did a completely different bracket for one of those competition ones where you can win shit.
Yeah. I'll take all.
I remember when my mother was the manager of the mall. All the managers in the mall would do a pool. I did it for my mother, and I won it 3 years in a row for her. It was great. She split the money with me, or she bought me. Like I got like a video game one year because of it, and because it was like $10 or $15 for everybody, like per person. It was a shitload of stores at the time. Now it'd be like
$8.
Now if it's a $10 fee, it'd be a $30 pool. But yeah, I won it 3 years in a row, and then I missed out. I missed out on one because of a tiebreaker. I won one because of a tiebreaker. The year that Ed O'Bannon missed that dunk.
UCLA.
Remember when he went for a fast break and went for a dunk and missed it? I won because he missed that dunk.
Nice.
Why I still remember that? I don't know.
Because you won close to the money.
I got a video game out of that.
Video game. Parappa the Rapper.
Actually, I believe it was a sports game.
I thought you were going to say, yeah, Parappa the Rapper. That would have been amazing.
No. No. Who do you think, not by looking at the brackets, just because you haven't really studied it, you've only glanced at it. Who do you think, I'll ask Jay first. Jay, who do you think will win it? Who do you have winning it?
Duke.
Okay. I thought there'd be a different answer there, but never mind.
You would think I'm going to ride Syracuse?
No, I actually thought you would have said, I think Duke will win it, but who I picked was an insert another team here, like Gonzaga or Carolina or something.
No.
CD.
Carolina.
Other than North Carolina.
No, I think Carolina's best team in the nation.
You, Bomani's had North Carolina going. A couple other people have North Carolina going.
Really?
Yep.
Did
think
North
they're the best
Carolina
team in the
play
nation.
Duke with Zion, or was he out?
In the ACC tournament.
They beat him the third game by 2-1. 2?
2.
2 or 1.
And the one game when Zion got hurt, they couldn't game plan for it, so they got the fucking door kicked off. Then the second game was closer.
It doesn't matter. Anytime they play, no matter who's good or not, they play a really good game.
Unless you have something like with the Zion
Syracuse
injury where
beat
you're
him with
not.
Zion, so.
Syracuse also beat them when they didn't have two of their other players, so.
I don't want to hear it.
I
They
just
beat
made
him
a
with
good
Zion.
I'm stating facts.
They beat him with Zion. That's all that matters.
I'm still stating facts.
Doesn't matter.
Bastard.
I'm looking at the brackets and who they have to play through to get to the finals.
Duke has a tough. Duke has the number 1, number 2 seed. They have Michigan State, which usually doesn't happen. But because of geographical reasons, is the reason Michigan State is in the same bracket with. No,
So they'll meet him in the
North Carolina. North Carolina has a really, really, really hard bracket or end of the bracket. They have Auburn, Kansas, Iowa State, who is a really good team. They have Wofford also.
Better than Ohio
They have
State.
Kentucky. Like, that is a hell of a bracket. That's a lot of really good teams. Okay, what was your question? I'm sorry. Better than who?
Ohio State?
You're talking about Iowa State?
Yeah.
Yes. I would pick them.
Ohio State sucked this year.
Ohio State made a run, but they get the benefit of playing in a really good conference.
I
Iowa
got
State
North
does too.
Carolina going to the Final Four.
Iowa State for a time led the Big 12.
I really can't answer that question either. I just said North Carolina because I think they're the best team in the nation. But again, I don't even know who's in whose division.
Why,
who's in whose
I
bracket.
just gave you that.
Like, what bracket is Michigan in?
Michigan is in the one with Gonzaga,
That's a sleeper pick.
and Michigan State's in the
Are they a number 2 seed?
yeah. So they're on the opposite ends.
Yeah, so I can see Michigan going to the Final Four.
Here, Duke is in the same thing with a team like UCF, who has a dangerous big guy. That Taco, whatever the hell his last
Taco
name.
Charlton.
Seven Taco Fall. That's his name. 7'6". They're also in the same thing with Mississippi State, Virginia Tech, Belmont, and Maryland are in that one. LSU's in that one. The odd matchup, Louisville and Minnesota. Did you see that? Because Pitino's brother coaches Minnesota.
Really?
Yeah. So I think that's fucking hilarious. And Michigan State. Gonzaga's bracket has Syracuse. Syracuse is always tough in the tournament for some reason. Marquette, Murray State. Murray State's in that one as well. Florida State. Buffalo's in that one.
Florida State got hosed.
Texas Tech's in this one. Nevada's in this one. Florida, who has come on really well. And Michigan's in that one as well. The one that... excuse me, Virginia. Virginia has Wisconsin, Oregon, Kansas State, Villanova, St. Mary's, Purdue, Old Dominion. Everyone's like, why Old Dominion? Old Dominion actually had a really good team this year. And their coach going through his cancer stuff while coaching is really inspirational, and the team is just playing out their ass this year. There's also Cincinnati. Tennessee is also in that bracket as well. Tennessee's a tough team, too.
Yeah. They're overrated.
Tennessee had a good season.
They're overrated. I don't think they'll cause anybody any problems. I wouldn't be surprised if they were out in the second round.
They could. Iowa or Cincinnati could beat them.
Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if they were out in the first round. I don't even know who they're playing in the first round.
Colgate.
Actually, I do have them going out in the first round to Colgate.
Really? Hey, we don't have to worry about Jay's bracket.
You think as though we say that, watch them win by like a mile.
Nah. He's picking Duke to win it. They're going out in the second round.
No, they're not.
Yeah, it's a solid pick. I like that.
I don't count like everybody's like all these small schools against these. It's the tournament. These kids are now get it, and
yeah, the talent level is so different from the top schools to the low level mid tier schools. So,
But you have players like Jamal Morant there in Murray State. You know what I'm trying to say. A mouthful of food.
he's got one player. Duke's got 4. North Carolina's got 3+.
Virginia has 3 or 4 as
Yeah,
well.
see, the talent level is
Michigan State is. Michigan State, they're dropping like flies, but they still have talent at the
That's
wazoo.
why last year's what's the name?
UMBC when they beat Virginia.
No, not that, but one game samples. One game I can understand, but I was talking about the run that
Illinois, Chicago.
yeah, the run they made was more surprising.
Or like Florida Gulf Coast a few years ago.
Yes, those types of. I don't think you're going to get one of those this year.
Which took away a question.
Oh, sorry. Forget
No,
I said
you're fine.
anything.
No, you're fine. I'm sorry, I'm eating. I really feel bad.
I don't when I do it.
Jay, do you have a team that's higher seeded or lower seeded, however you want to word that, that is making a run in your bracket? Other than the Colgate beating Tennessee.
I got Oregon and Villanova both making the Elite Eight. Other than that, it's all 1-2s all across the board.
Florida State got hosed. I think they should have been a 3 seed, not a 2 seed.
They're a 4 seed.
I know. That's what I said. They should have been a 3 or 2 seed.
Oh, I thought you said a 3, not a 2.
No, it should have been a 3 or 2 seed.
Dave? But I'm trying to find them again on my thing. I said where they were, and I'm now blanking. But, okay, there we are. They play Vermont. Vermont's not a bad team.
The Catamounts.
Vermont always has a solid team. They're one of those teams that all of the players play. The tournament, I'm always scared of teams like that. Like when I do my picking and stuff.
Who's playing Vermont?
Florida State.
Florida State University. FSU.
Which bracket are they in?
They are in
there it
the
is.
one in Gonzaga, the West. Like this year, I think this is even though
I think it's top heavy.
it's top heavy, but the thing is though, the top is just yeah. Like when like I said, North Carolina has to run through Auburn, Kansas, Iowa State or Ohio State. Houston. Houston's a good team. I forgot to mention them earlier.
None of those teams scare me.
Kentucky.
They scare me.
Kansas doesn't scare you? Auburn doesn't scare you?
Nope.
Iona?
Now that's a problem.
That's a 16 seed right there. That could be your one right there.
Well, it'd be okay because we wouldn't be the first team to do it.
Toucha.
Balloon. Let's get the movie guy.
Was that Bilal Powell?
I don't know what the fuck it was. I'm still gonna take my shower tonight.
So you want the movie guy to come out?
Bring movie guy out.
All right, come on.
We didn't even talk about baseball.
Well, oh yeah, we can't do the show next week, so we can't even do our special like we normally do.
We can do it. We can change the date next week if we have to
Change the date for what?
to do the show.
The only day I could do it would be Tuesday.
I can do it. I can skip ball.
Because with my work schedule, now, I only have one day shift, and then I have evenings and midnights all the other days. So, all right. I gotta get the voice guy ready. Have to put down my food.
Gotta put the food down.
I do. So that's the part of the,
was amazing.
was it?
Well, you slow down. He's gonna ask. Because you gotta answer the question. Because I haven't been to the fucking movie theaters in forever. The last new movie I saw was
One of the ones you saw with Solara.
The Grinch.
Nice.
And before that, it was my Little Mermaid, or not My Little Mermaid, My Little Pony.
Bogut's gonna start tonight.
The last time I went to the movies for just me and Aaron, I think we went and saw Deadpool 2.
And we went and saw Deadpool and that staph infection.
Listen, don't be talking about me and Cena. I couldn't get that out.
Yep. All right. So this is the part of the.
I'm dragging ass right now.
It's the part of the show where we talk about movies that are coming out this weekend. We also go through the top 10 and the movies that were in the theater last weekend and blah blah blah. We say whether we want to watch it in the theater, whether we want to watch it like on Redbox, HBO, blah blah blah. So like eventually, or some variation of no, which CD and the intern usually say. But Jason, you're here, so you can put in whatever the hell you want. So. Kicking it off, it's a horror thriller. A family's serenity turns to chaos when a group of doppelgangers begin to terrorize them. Starring Lupita, I butcher her last name, Lupita Nyong'o, Elizabeth Moss, Winston Duke, Anna Diop, Us. Directed by Jordan Peele.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's the one that's done by Peele.
I will go see this.
I'm not gonna watch it in theater.
I don't know if
Well,
I'll see it in theater, but I watch Get
when
Out.
I say I'm going to see it, it's,
Redbox or whatever.
yeah, it's almost certainly not theaters. The next thing I'm going to see in the theaters is one of the Disney movies.
I'll watch it. I love Get Out, so.
Get Out was overrated.
There's a giant debate still online whether that should be considered a horror movie or not.
It's a thriller.
I was gonna say it's a thriller.
It's in the horror genre. To
me, you can almost interchange those. The moment you put gore or any like real gore, it's not. You lose the thriller aspect of it.
Right.
Get Out didn't have like a ton of that gory whatever. It was.
It didn't.
It was psychological.
Yeah, it's a
psychological
thriller.
Yeah, I didn't see the whole thing. I literally caught probably the whole movie through waking up and going, oh fuck, Get Out, son! I'm not going back to sleep. Watching it for like 20 minutes, falling asleep. Watching the beginning of it, falling asleep. Waking up at the end, then fall asleep in the credits.
It was a good movie. It wasn't a bad movie.
Everything I've seen, I liked, but again, it's not a horror movie, in my opinion. I also like horror movies.
You like the old school slasher type horror.
Yeah, oh yeah, God yes. Who doesn't?
I mean, look at the shirt he's wearing.
Case in point. Bing, bing. So we're all in agreement that we're gonna watch this.
I like Jordan Peele.
Yeah.
It's really good. I can't wait to see Twilight Zone.
I loved the Twilight Zone growing up, just like I loved Tales from the Crypt growing up. You can see a pattern on what I liked.
It's gonna be.
I don't know.
I'm holding my reservation to see how he opens the show. If he tries to imitate Rod Serling, I'm probably not gonna like it because he needs to be his own person. But if he does his own thing on it, I think it'll be good.
I think
He's going to imitate Rod Sterling. They've already shown clips of it.
there's going to be an updated version of that.
Yeah, it has to be.
Like it's going to be.
You can't make it any better. There's no way he can. No,
It's
nothing he can
not
do to
making
make
it better. It's making it him.
Yeah,
You
he's
can't.
You can't mess
Look
with
at it. Look at
perfection,
it this
though.
way. Look at it this way.
But that's just it. Is you can't. Rod Sterling's already perfection. So trying to imitate that is just
You got to look at it this way. It might not be imitation. Or you can even look at it as that. Imitation is what? The sincerest form of flattery. Like he said, like I said, that you even said it too. The Twilight Zone was one of the most iconic, one of the greatest things. Like, again, it's odd. All three of us are in complete agreement here. Like that's a gold standard.
I never said that.
You said it was good. You
No, I said I can't wait to see it.
Yeah,
Just
but-
because of Jordan Peele. I never watched the Twilight Zone.
Oh, really?
Really?
You just said you just said the Twilight Zone was this.
No, I didn't.
Oh, you're going with what other? Okay, I'm
Like,
sorry.
No, not never. It wasn't like I was a Twilight Zone watcher. Actually, I didn't watch much television growing up. I was always outside playing some form of sports and stuff. But I'm not saying it was a bad show. But I enjoy.
I snuck watching all these horror things.
I enjoy Get Out enough, and I enjoy seeing the premise of Us to where I'm truly intrigued to watch what he does next, which takes a classic, a proverbial classic, and see what he does with it with his own twist.
My only reservation is like if they try to go too far into the copying. Imitation is the sincerest form of flattery, like I said. But hey, how you know? And again, if you try to recreate all the things, just remake it, like even the episodes. Okay, you're going too far. If you want to redo one or two of them here and there, yeah, okay, please by all means do it because that's the thing.
I think his mind works sickly enough, if that makes sense.
It's
where
just
he won't have to try and recreate.
He's one of those ones that proves that comedy and horror pretty much are this. I'm showing hand in hand.
they're parallel.
Yeah, because
Well, that's not parallel because that hand's going to touch that.
okay,
And we all know he's not a straight arrow, anyways.
He looks a little better.
wow. But it's kind of like the thin line between love and hate, not the movie. The actual that was a bad movie, but I had to throw that out there. It's the same thing that way because you can literally go like just like that. Why do you think I love horror comedies as well? Because it's the same mind, but you literally go from holy bloodfest to that's funny. Sometimes at the same time.
That's why Sharknado was so good.
Sharknado was amazing.
That's why Attack of the Killer Donuts is amazing.
Agreed.
If you haven't
Or
seen
Killer
it,
Clowns from Outer Space.
okay, that is one of the most iconic things ever. It's one of those movies when I was younger that should have scared the living daylights out of me, but I thought it was just good. It was
The
funny.
Killer Clowns?
Oh, yeah, I love it.
How? See, I have never.
Oh, there-
I still do
I
not
have met-
understand
I
how
have-
people
I-
are afraid of clowns.
I
really
have
don't.
met so many people that think that is part of the reason they're terrified. That movie. I'm like, really? Like, that's cheese. Like
Like,
it's fucking cheese. Even when I was-
Pennywise is the only clown that like scared me.
I'm going to throw this. I haven't seen the remake, but if Pennywise looked like the Pennywise now, I would be scared. The curry Pennywise, that didn't hit me as
Listen,
hard.
it's been on my DVR since it came out on HBO, and I still haven't watched it.
I still haven't seen it yet, and I wanted,
HBO.
and we just okay. There we go. We're back.
In the next movie.
Oh, okay.
I think Jason's pushing us along.
The next is a drama history thriller. At least it's not 400 categories like some of the movies get. Actually, there's one coming up that's going to be. The true story of the Taj Hotel terrorist attack in Mumbai. Hotel staff risk their lives to keep everyone safe from people when people make unthinkable sacrifices to protect themselves and their families.
So it's an indie film.
I don't know. It's starring, oh no, Armie Hammer, Dev Patel, Nazanin Banadinai, yep, and Anupam Kher. I apologize to half of those people.
The name of the movie is Hotel Mumbai.
Absolutely no chance.
The next one, holy God in heaven. I'm looking at the names. Oh boy.
I'm not gonna see that one either.
Yeah, that's a no. It's God in heaven. The next one is an action comedy. Oh God, the names are gonna be tough. It is a story of a young boy, Surya, who has a rare condition of congenital insensitivity to pain. Meaning he cannot feel pain. Really?
That's an actual real medical condition.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, you had to really put that after you just said that? Anyway, and he sets out to learn martial arts and hunt down some muggers. Starring... Oh, again, I apologize for all of this. Abhidhamania Udasani, Gulshalan Devaya, Radhika Madan, and Mahesh oh my lord. Menrakar. The name of the movie is Mardko Darnahinhotka.
So the Indian
Holy
version
fucking
of
shit.
Deadpool.
Pretty, I guess, but the guy literally is wearing like suspenders and no shirt.
So they took Kick-Ass and Deadpool and mashed it together for an indie
Maybe? I don't know. Just looking at this poster actually makes me kind of want to watch it. Because it looks fucking stupid as hell. And with my luck, I'm going to be like...
film. My name is Borat.
Yeah, pretty much. So what say you on that one, CD?
I checked out when you started
Trying to do
those names.
names.
To get this is something I obviously won't ever watch.
Apparently it got national release, too, and it must be because it's going to play in like 8 major cities, and they're just considering that mega release. But, you know what? If I ever made a movie, and they're like, yeah, it's only going to play in L.A., Miami, New Orleans, Dallas, Denver, Seattle, Los Angeles, and San Francisco, I'd be like, oh, really?
Yeah, I didn't hear Messina.
Yeah, I'd be like, really? I'm like, oh, okay, tell me a bad part of that. Thank you. It's literally someone goes, oh, man.
It wasn't in New York. It wasn't in New York. You
You're
didn't say New York. That's the bad part.
Like, whatever. Portland, Maine. If I literally...
That's the only East Coast
Yeah.
release.
That in Miami. That was it. Not Philly,
The rest
not
of the
D.C.
Eastern Seaboard's like, yeah, we don't want you.
Oh, yeah, we checked out on that one a while ago. All right, next one. We all pretty much said no on that one?
That's a no.
Okay.
That's
Although...
a fuck no.
Nice, we had the variation. Next one is an action crime drama thriller. Like I said, a lot of categories. Once 2 overzealous cops get suspended from the force, they must delve into the criminal underworld to get their proper compensation. Starring Jennifer Carpenter, Mel Gibson, Michael Jai White, and Vince Vaughn. What a clusterfuck of people that just was. Dragged across concrete. Never heard of this movie.
I'd rather go see that.
It seems like a carbon
The other
copy of
one.
every other cop movie that came out before it.
I'm just sitting here. No, I literally just intertwined mine and movie voice. Sorry, everybody. I confused everybody. All my millions of fans.
What was the first name?
Jennifer Carpenter. She was in Quarantine. She was in
Dexter.
Dexter.
She's in a new show on.
So she's the only one that wasn't doing movies in the 80s like the other 3?
Correct, yeah, because she's only like 35.
She's in Trader, the new show on NBC or ABC,
So-
CBS or one of them.
Yes.
Yeah, no.
I'm honestly just interested to see why Michael Jai White is the token black guy, I'm assuming, who knows a shitload of martial arts.
Yeah. The Falcon Down was pretty, or Falcon Rising was pretty good.
Honestly, since Spawn, I think I've watched almost every movie that he's ever done.
If they don't recast him in Spawn, I'm gonna be mad.
They probably won't. Because A, he is getting up there in age.
So?
Do you really want a guy like Liam Neeson playing a fucking character like that?
Liam Neeson's still doing films.
Yeah, but I
and
mean,
he's 83 million years old.
there's a difference between that and what Spawn does. Why am I going
It's
back
all
and forth
computer-
between... I'm
it's
going
all
back and forth
computer
between
graphics anyway.
voices. I am losing my fucking mind, apparently.
It's all done. It's all gonna be on CGI anyways. He'll do the kicks and the punches, and everything else will be done on CGI.
You mean Spawn's not real? Yankees to sign Gio Gonzalez. Breaking news. Will be considered a minor league contract.
Anyways, like I'd see that if like it came out on Netflix in like 6 years maybe, and I'm bored, want to watch it. That's the only way I'm seeing it.
Yeah, I still got no intentions of ever seeing it.
I'm curious what it's about. I'm gonna watch a trailer when I get home. Not gonna lie. Take that back. When wrestling's done, I'm gonna watch the trailer. The
I
next
see-
movie I'm gonna watch a trailer on too.
I see it more like what was it? Get Carter with Mel Gibson because of the name title, because it's Drag Across Concrete, and he's just gonna be
Get Carter was with Sylvester Stallone.
okay. Then what was the one with or Payback with Mel Gibson?
That actually wasn't bad though.
Right, but that's the kind of vibe that I'm getting from the name. Is that it's gonna
Gotta
be
get down, honey. Thank you.
it's gonna be that gritty type.
Well, looking at the poster, yeah, you're kind of right. All right, last one that came out. It's limited release. Ironically, a person from the last one's in this one too. A hit contract is taken out on a billionaire's daughter, intent on bringing down a major crime
Liam Neeson?
syndicate. A down-and-out team of mercenaries must take on a group of professional assassins and stop them before they kill their target. Starring Selena Jade, Scott Atkin, Michael Jai White, Tiger Hugh Chen. Triple threat.
Yeah, no chance in hell.
Yeah, I don't see it either. Maybe a Netflix release in 6 years.
The guy, the Asian guy, he has done some really good movies, like Asian, like balls out kung fu movies,
See the one from
like The Raid.
The Raid. That's what I was
Yeah.
gonna ask you. Is that
Yeah.
the guy from The Raid?
Yeah, he's
So him
done-
and Michael Jai White are gonna fight.
and that's and that was why I was like, oh, I might be interested in this one. This might be one of those ones that I throw on my Netflix queue.
Into the Badlands is on Netflix now, all 3 seasons, and that's what I'm watching right now.
Sunday it comes back again
Yeah, I saw that
for its final
season.
run. Yeah, I love that show. You know I love that show.
I loved it from when I first saw it. That first episode.
The first episode
draws
of My
you right
Place.
in.
Yeah, oh, yeah, it does. And it took almost 2 years for them to do the next season. And I think that's what killed the momentum. But they're like, okay, we have the story already set. You're giving us the... And they did. But they rushed this last season.
I mean, when he walks into that freaking camp, he's like, "What's in the box? Don't mind what's in the box. None of your business." Dude just rode out from nowhere by himself,
Yeah.
strapped with swords, and I think you want to listen to what he's got to say.
And then he also just takes off the thing and you see the clipper marks and you're like, oh boy.
Yeah.
You're like, yeah, I think I stepped in a pile of poo here. Alright, so the top 10 movies... Oh, hey, what's up? The top 10 movies from last week. You can pretty much guess what number 1 was without even having to...
Captain Marvel.
In 2 weeks, it's made $264.9 million. Made 68 just over the weekend.
But it's not Black Panther money.
Nobody has Black Panther money anymore. Although, that is a company that has Black Panther money. Because they made it. Made 68 million, Captain Marvel. Second place, 15.9 this past weekend. Wonder Park in its first weekend out. Also in its first weekend out, the movie my daughter wants to see really, really bad. 13.2 million, 5 Feet Apart.
I've never even heard of it.
Oh, we talked about it last week.
That's that zombie movie, right?
No, 5 Feet Apart's the one where the boy and the girl have a medical condition where they can't be near each other. So basically, they're like the length of the hose away from each other because they, one could infect the other type deal. It's, the classic love story. You infect me with a disease, I infect you with a disease, and then we both have,
Typical hooker.
then we both have syphilis. That's how this works.
Hooker relationship. Typical
His-
hooker relationship.
His dong's that long that they have to stay 5 feet apart because he's got Ron Jeremy syndrome.
Can I get John Jeremy syndrome? Damn.
It's tough. It's a tough one to get. It starts with Ron Jeremy, so you have to kind of come in contact with him.
Oh.
Yeah, so it's a tough one to get. In fourth place, it's made $135.6 million now. It is
Yeah.
it made 9.3 the past weekend. How to Train Your Dragon: The Hidden World.
Easy.
The Gio Gonzalez deal is going to be $3 million base if he makes the club.
No.
So it's a minor league deal. In fifth place, it's made
Yeah.
58.8, made 7.8.
over the weekend, its third weekend out, A Medea Family Reunion. Oh my god. Okay, the movie that last week I was like, what movie is this? I can't believe they made a sequel to it. In sixth place, in its first weekend out, 3.8 million, that No Manches Frida 2.
What the hell is
I
that?
don't remember.
It was not the Asian, it was the Mexican flick that I was reading the thing and I'm like, I can't pronounce half of these names, which happens every week. But I'm like, there's a 2?
I don't remember.
Yeah,
Is the one with Danny Trejo in it?
I think so.
Okay,
But
yeah.
Keith and I were like, there's a 2? This is
Yeah.
a 2?
That's when we went on the porn.
3.8 million.
That's a lot of Mexicans. That's why Trump's trying to get them out of here.
I'm going to look at the Skibidi
He's
Theater.
not trying to get him out. He's trying to stop anyone from coming in. Get it right.
Coming in 7th place in its first weekend out, 3.1 million. Captive State. Captive State. I don't know why I said Captain State, but Captive State. Coming in 8th place in its 6th week out, made over 100. 101.3, made 2.2 over the weekend. Lego Movie 2. So it's made 100 million. That's what they want.
Yeah, because the Lego franchise doesn't make them enough money.
Yeah, no, Legos don't make much money. What are you talking about? Coming in ninth, it's made 81.8, 1.9 over the last weekend. Alita Battle Angel, and coming in 10th, and it's only its 18th weekend out. Made 82.6. Green Book. That rounded out the top 10.
See, that movie I do want to see.
We're finishing up now.
Yeah, we're on the last little part. That No Manches Frida movie was only in 472 theaters.
Mexicans.
Made a shitload of money.
Yes, but they're Mexican, so in those theaters, there's like 10,000 Mexicans.
It was pesos.
Okay, just by looking at this, out of the top 12 movies, it was per theater number 2.
Nice.
Number 2 by a lot. Captain Marvel was first, and then halfway down was them, and then halfway to that is the next one, which was Wonder Park, which is in 3838. That is plastic. You're not going to eat that.
Give you a chance, you will.
Yeah, I'm not going to give it a chance. That 5 Feet Apart movie is only in 2,800 theaters.
You're going to say 28 theaters.
Yeah, 28 theaters, yes. It made 15 million just on that.
Yeah. Yeah. Be good.
Captain Marvel's still in 4,310 theaters.
Yeah. You need to be good. And be nice.
Wow, just
Be gentle.
that Apollo 11 movie was actually the 10th.
Apollo 11?
Was actually the 10th highest movie just for Sunday.
Easy.
Yeah.
Easy.
Fighting with My Family still in 1,500 theaters. Green Book still in 1,300. Isn't It Romantic still in 1,366. Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse still in 366.
Apollo 11? What Apollo 11 movie? Stop.
That movie right there. See, it's made 5.4 million. It's in its 17th day. So it's
That's one with Gosling, isn't it?
yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Now I know which one you're talking about. Well, when you said Apollo 11, I'm thinking automatically Apollo 13 with
Yeah,
Tom
yeah.
Hanks and
Uh,
Kevin Bacon, who's in everything.
yeah, basically. That's why.
The
That's why.
prequel to the prequel.
Yeah, that's why they have the 7 degrees of Kevin Bacon, because literally you can say any movie,
Him and Samuel L. Jackson.
basically. Aquaman still in 283. Happy Death Day to You still in
That was a good flick,
486.
too.
Aquaman?
Yep.
That's what I heard. Gabrielle loved it. A Star Wars Born still in 443 as well. Cold Pursuit still in 376. Bohemian Rhapsody still in 256. Like, movies that are on DVD are still in that many. Ralph Breaks the Internet's now on DVD and still in 172. Mary Poppins Returns is just coming out on DVD, still in 182. Movie Escape Room is still in the theater. Wow, Escape Room made
But
56
see,
million.
there,
That horror movie Escape Room, it looked not that good.
something I found out is, like, there's a theater in a mall in Ottawa that they wait 3 months
Yeah.
and then they play movies.
Yeah, the
that are-
discounted one. Yeah,
Yeah. So that's why all these movies are still in the
Rochester
theater.
has those two.
We have one in the city where we used to go every Wednesday. It was $2.50.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I
you see,
watched.
that's still in theaters. Well, that just got released. In
I
the-
watched the Nicolas Cage classic 8mm in one of those theaters.
Was the seat sticky?
Oh, the floor was. I am not joking when I said.
It was Messina.
No, it was Rochester. No, the Deadpool theater where shoes almost stayed on the floor.
Syphilis to hurt behind.
Like, but this one was worse. Like my sock almost came off. Like my shoe somehow stayed on, but my sock almost came off through the shoe.
Were you Pee Wee Herming it up? Is that why you're taking your sock off?
No, although that's a kind of movie you technically could. It's all that S&M weird snuff film shit, which gets me going all the time. Anyway, back to where we were. If Beale Street Could Talk is still in 59 theaters, that's for Oscar shit. Vice is still in 47. Wow. Kid Would Be King.
Is that on HBO already or something?
What's that?
Vice.
No, Vice is the one that.
I know it's the one with Christian Bale.
Yeah. No, just came out on DVD.
Oh.
Creed 2, which has been out on DVD for a while now.
Yeah, I mean, see Creed 1.
8 theaters. Still in 8 theaters.
All African American neighborhoods.
Right next to
Watch.
the liquor store and the gun store.
I dig into it. Cheyenne, Wyoming.
Liquor store, church comes in. Nigga, where you taking me?
Hey, baby! What are you doing? It's 3 in the morning.
I got kids to feed.
It's only weed.
God, I love Dave Chappelle.
Let's not get started down the Dave Chappelle show. It'll take another 30 minutes.
Oh, and every time, every show, I think we throw a Dave Chappelle
you
comment
have to.
somewhere. All right, everybody, that's going to end the show. Again, thank you so much for 2 years. Can't believe it's been 2 years. Thank you for putting up with CD for 2 years.
That's a very good point.
He
Thank you.
wasn't hoodie CD today.
He was for a little
I
bit.
got high.
Thank you, Jay, for being here on the anniversary show.
Gracias, amigos.
Thank you to Dan, both Dans who have been on our show, both Dan Tanaka, the referee, and Dan from Dan Tony, Dan Snyder. Thank you so much for being a part of the 2-year. Intern Kenneth, Bill, Brandon. Who else has been on the show? Aaron's been on the show. Solara's been on the show. Bella has been on the show. Has anybody else been on the show? Oh, all the guys during the fantasy football draft, they've technically been on the
Yeah.
show. So all of them, Josh, Nick, other Jason. Bill. Forgot Bill.
You said that.
Oh, did I say Bill?
Yeah.
Oh, Bill was there too. Yeah, everybody else was. Yeah. I think that's about it. I think I've hit everybody who's been on our show over the 2 years. Has anybody else been on it?
No.
I think that's it. Oh, Cody. Completely
yeah.
forgot Cody.
Everybody from
Yeah, the North Country Tigers, thank you for allowing us to be up in the booth, which is a great experience all the time. I still love doing that. Like the fact that Cody still says, "Yeah, I'm in charge. I want you back." Oh, okay. I think that's friggin' awesome.
Did you get you?
Yeah.
Speaking of Cody, he's making his rounds on the internet still with that because it was on
I've
Ridiculousness.
still never seen it.
It was on Ridiculousness too.
I don't watch it anymore.
Yeah, but it was like that clip where the rest.
I've heard. I've seen.
Yeah.
Like I even saw the clip.
You're
on
gonna have to
Facebook.
send it to me because I don't.
I still haven't seen it.
Yeah, it's a part of a wrestling company that he does. He's one of the announcers for. He's like the Jim Ross for them. He was making a call when I can't remember the big guy's name.
No, I did see it online.
But did you hear the call? You could see
Yeah.
it. Okay.
Yeah.
Like the big guy, he's wrestled for like House of Hardcore and stuff. His name's escaping me, but he does a pounce where he plows into the guy. Well, the guy probably weighed like 180 pounds, and he
Not even that
and
much.
he flew over the top rope and into like the third row.
It was
Like,
good 20
oh yeah, he
years.
got air. Like he was trying to sell it by jumping a little bit,
Oh, he sold it.
and he oversold it because he.
Ended up in the third row.
Oh, he was out of the camera couldn't even get to him quick enough. Like it was like, and all you can hear is Cody going, "Oh my god!" And Cody went nuts. He passed him out of the damn ring. Like, that's all you hear. Like he wasn't supposed to go out of the ring. He was supposed to go into the ropes, and like that was a
ADD podcast.
yeah. He was wee.
You're gonna have to send that clip.
Yeah, I can't. I wish I can't remember if it was the Empire Championship or East. Yeah, Empire
I think it's the
Championship.
Empire one.
Yeah, I think it was Empire Championship Wrestling. That he's a part of like 3 wrestling companies. So, but yeah. Thank you to North Country Tigers, Cody of the North Country Tigers. Like I said, intern Kenneth, who's also a part of the North Country Tigers. Brandon, Jason, Bill, Dan, all the people on Twitter that interact with us. Thank you so much. All our people on Facebook that interact with us over these
My
2
little
years.
brother Brenda, who always chimes in.
Oh yeah, yes. I forgot about him. I apologize. Oh yes, I forgot about Morgan too. Adam chimes in on Facebook a lot. Yeah. Oh yeah, Hardigan for a while.
Yep, that's
That's what I said. Oh yeah, Hardigan for a while. He's had personal stuff, so he's been busy with that. That's about it. Remember, you can find us here at Spreaker.com/show/NauticalPodcast. Hit the little follow tab. That way you'll get alerts whenever the hell we go online. Facebook.com/NauticalPodcast. On Twitter at NauticalPod. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. First name of the channel, Nautical, all one word. Second is podcast. Follow us on Instagram at NauticalPodcast. Yeah, there you go. So again, thank you so much. I'm Brad.
I'm not.
And that's Jason also as well, if you want to say goodbye.
Goodbye, everyone.
So have a good one, everybody. And next week we are not on because we have a fantasy baseball draft. I will post our teams like I did last year so that you guys can vote on Brad's being better. So have a good one. Take care, everybody.
Black Lives Matter. Want to come out?
Words that make sense.